they're going to Denver and they're going to have to bus to Fort Collins, right?
Yes, they are.
So,
which I have done because I went to Colorado State, and let me tell you, Colorado State is not close to the airport. It's like at least an hour and 15 minutes with no traffic.
I don't think anything's close to that airport.
Well, that's true. It's in the middle of nowhere.
Fly into Denver. I mean, even our bus ride from the airport to downtown is like 45 minutes.
It's true.
Nothing's really all that.
It's because
close.
The Illuminati's under the airport. We all know that. That's why they had to put it out there.
Was that a conspiracy right there?
No, that's just a good old-fashioned conspiracy.
Nonetheless, kind of a slow day here in sports today. I did hear that Camp 44 has started. I believe that's where they get the guys down at the yard a little early, and they begin to start getting themselves primed for spring training, get a little head start. Believe it's just invite guys only, but nonetheless, I mean, that's just how much closer we're getting to the real thing.
I said it last night, like time just continues to move too fast for me because I felt like we were just done with the season just a little bit ago, but it's invite only, you said, right?
I believe so. I mean, like in terms of players, yes.
Yeah, I would want to be on the list, and if I found out it didn't get invited, I would be.
I mean, invite only. I mean, like invite only in terms of guys who are going to big league camp.
Oh, okay.
Like not like certain select guys that are on the big league team getting
like Crew Schoolcraft.
Yeah, no. I think it's guys who are going to be in big league camp.
Gotcha.
Kind of get a start for the pitchers.
I gotta say, Joe does a really good job of getting the team together. He seems like he seems like a little bit of the glue. I think if it wasn't,
seems like a little bit of the glue.
He is the glue. If it wasn't last year, it was the year before where he got all those guys together, all the pitchers together to go out on the boat and have dinner and all that and spend some time together. But Joe is he's ready to go. I have a feeling because he has been sitting watching other people pitch for an entire year plus. He's ready.
Yeah, he has indeed, and he spoke with Kevin Acee about just kind of where he's at in terms of what we can look forward to it's in spring. Remember, he missed all of the 2025 season, and it sounds like he's full go. According to the article,
he said he was if the Padres had made it to the NLCS last year, he was going to potentially try and pitch. So if he was ready back then, he
definitely said he was. He definitely said he was. But listen, I think best case scenario for him personally was that he didn't have to pitch last year. He was able to kind of work through some of the things. I know he said he was still kind of getting through even at that time as the Padres got closer and closer to maybe that being a possibility. But it's nice to have 44 back in that rotation again, especially considering some of the I don't want to lack of depth that they may have going into the season.
I got it. So Jeff Sanders writes these really great pieces or articles on like each player and what they're going to bring into the season. And I got into this JP Sears wormhole last night, and I'm going to start talking about tonight around like 6:20 on the Skraby show. But I have to think that JP Sears is going to get a serious look at the fifth spot in the rotation and maybe even be the guy who starts on the fifth day of the season, because I was looking at his numbers. He pitched in a terrible park for most of last year. And then when he came to Petco Park, he was 2-1, kept the ball in the yard for the most part. If he pitches a lot of his games at Petco Park, I think he's going to be more effective. So maybe we have the pitcher right in front of us for the fifth spot.
I mean, listen, I think early, just going back to Joe real quick, I think early on, he's probably going to have some type of pitch count, limitation, inning limitation. But once he gets going, man, I think the Padres are hopeful that he can kind of get back to being an innings eater that he was before. Yeah, I think that's
there's no choice really.
I think that's certainly going to be true. I mean, how will Michael's knee king. That last game, he was, that knee was barking. Remember, he missed. That's what he missed the time for. It wasn't his shoulder.
Yeah.
When he came back, is the knee gonna hold up?
He looked so good in that playoff game too.
He did.
He looked amazing. Like, for not having pitched for a while, he stepped right in and looked good.
He did. So that's kind of the Padre spin. I guess there was one more. Was it what's my man's name? Keith Law.
Yes.
ESPN had his top 100 prospects. Padres with one.
Ethan Salas.
Yeah.
Is it?
And listen, I think Ethan is looking to have a bounce back year. He's kind of after a lot of the kind of hoopla early. He's had to deal with kind of finding his way, and then injury pretty much took his season away last year.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he'll be in big league camp. We'll get a chance to see what he looks like healthy again, and see if he can kind of get back on the right track.
I immediately texted this article to a friend, and because I know they always overreact on stuff, and they wrote back, "This is why the team's going to be done." And I'm like, why is the team going to be quote unquote done because of one prospect in the top 100? And I like to feed into it so I get more crazy opinion.
You hang with a lot of friends that have this kind of energy.
I have a bunch of different opinions around me, but this one is the most fun because I knew he was going to react to it, but it doesn't really say anything to me about your big league team. When you have only one player in the top 100, the Pirates have
and by the way,
90 players in the top 100.
That can change on a whim. You can buy top 100 players. You know what I'm saying? You can get those. AJ has found ways to get those guys often.
Yeah.
So
and I don't really understand why. Say a guy Bryce Eldridge. I guess he played only 10 games last year, but he's still considered like a prospect.
By the way, speaking of real quick, kind of off topic, we're talking about AJ. Did you see the video of, I don't know who it was. I had the sound on that initially. They were asking Grupner about AJ's extension at the same place the Joe Musgrove thing was. There was some video out on that.
Well, I have to go find that. Yeah. I have literally searched everything. I can't believe I didn't see this. I'm kind of mad at myself.
I saw it maybe 2 days ago.
All right.
But interesting. Jim Bowden had something to say about this Yu Darvish situation. We're gonna get to that a little bit later, but just kind of going back to the Padres as we are kind of creeping closer. We got Fan Fest this weekend as we are creeping closer to spring training. I think that's one of the things you kind of look forward to early, right? When you get there, you start trying to figure out who are some of the kind of extra pieces that are going to fit into the puzzle. You mentioned JP Sears getting a look. I'm sure there's somebody that we're not thinking or we haven't got on our list that could be competing for that fifth spot. Waldron.
Matt Waldron.
Sure will get an opportunity. But then in the bullpen, Rodriguez is going to get a chance to kind of slide into that spot in that bullpen. He pitched very well down the stretch.
Yeah, I think when we had
Bradley.
Bradley?
Yeah, Bradley.
Who do we have on it? Sam Dykstra came on, and he was like, "Yeah, that guy's ready for the big league." So he's going to insert himself into the.
So the depth
bullpen.
The depth in the bullpen is going to be at the very least what it was last year, I think.
Yeah, I'm not worried about
even with the absence of Robert, you can slide an arm like that. If indeed David Morgan doesn't become a starter, you got it. You still got some. So you got some depth in that bullpen still.
And man, I'm forgetting everyone's name today. I usually remember people. Brian Hoeing.
Yes.
He struggled with injury last year, so he could be back as well as a long relief guy maybe. Rod said Merrill, Tatis, Pivetta, Vasquez, Morihone all working out on the field during the blood drive.
Yeah. So I mean, listen, those guys stayed down there getting work. But once you get to spring training, get them cleats on, get out that first team, full team, because I think the pitcher catchers are 11th, position players maybe the 13th, and so once you get that first full team practice, it's time to roll. All right, let's get to break.
I have a lead on the video you're talking about.
Okay, all right, let's get to break. Maybe when we come back, we get a chance to listen to that Grupner conversation, or you could get some of this Jim Bouton on Yu Darvish. He certainly kind of tries to paint the picture of the complications of just walking away from that kind of money.
So I guess it's not as easy to be a great person and just be like, hey, here's all my money that I didn't earn. It's not that easy, apparently.
No, apparently not. Let's get to break. On the clock. Sorry, I couldn't hear myself speaking, which is why I stopped. Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Skraby.
Uh-oh. I just got a pop-up. All it says is breaking news, Bill Belichick.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I didn't need to stop the show for that. He's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, which is an argument all on his own.
I got scared.
Me too.
Man.
I thought he either was going back to the NFL, he was quitting North Carolina, he died, or I don't know.
I thought that one right there, the third one.
Why did it say breaking news? This is not a breaking news
Bill
story.
Belichick, 8-time Super Bowl winning coach, is not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
That is not a push notification worthy breaking news thing. I will never trust ESPN again after that.
That just tells you where my head is at. I thought the worst when I saw that come across.
Like, I would have even accepted Bill Belichick and his girlfriend have parted ways. Not first ballot Hall of Famer.
Nonetheless.
Which is kind of wild, right?
We're rolling here in hour number 1 of Gwynn and Chris. LO is idle today. Idle. But Skraby was able to track down that sound. I think it was my friend Marty Caswell kind of catching Eric and asking him about the AJ Preller situation.
Yeah, talks continue. Nothing new. Same comment that has been made multiple times before. Yeah.
Wait, was that your music? Or
No, that's in the background. Okay. I don't know. That's in the background.
Okay.
But that was from Marty, and thank you to Jake Garriani for alerting me to where I could find it.
There you go. Thank you, Jake. So sounds like what was the last comments? I don't remember now. He said
that.
Okay. Nothing's changed still.
Yeah, I guess not. We're a couple weeks away now, and I think AJ Cassaville said once we get to opening day,
he did say that.
That's when we could start worrying.
Yeah.
Good
point. It's a good reminder. Opening day, once you get to the season, because so many things happen. Trades happen. Dudes get extensions. Players included during spring training. We've seen that happen a lot.
All I remember is the Padres coming out after saying they wanted to get this done with AJ, and then nothing has happened sin's. I mean, I don't know. They might be talking, and they probably are talking behind closed doors, but AJ's got to build this team.
Oh, he's going to do that. He's still under contract. So, I mean, he's going to do what he does to put the team in the best situation possible.
Yeah, I don't see him ever tanking.
No. This whole Yu Darvish thing has gotten quite complicated. Mm-hmm. Jim Bowden was on Foul Territory talking about this very issue with Yu Darvish and walking away from the pile of money that he might be walking away from.
Yeah, you hate for that kind of stuff to leak out where it doesn't originally come from a press conference from the player. When a player has $43 million left on the contract, don't really want to write it or leak out that he's going to retire. And quickly, Joel Wolf, his agent, jumped in and said, wait a minute. Now, these decisions haven't been made yet. Now, remember, as you guys know, his agent gets about $2 million of that $43 million left, right, with his percentage. So he's affected as well. There have been players, as you know, historically that have walked away from a lot of money. Gil Mesh of the Royals back in the day walked away from a huge contract, something most people don't do. Steven Strasburg got paid his full amount to walk away from his team, the Washington Nationals. That was because of injury, which Darvish is injured right now too. So he got completely paid. Gil Mesh walked away from it. But the Players Association historically doesn't want players to walk away for the guarantee money. They don't want to set precedent for the rest of the players that it's okay to do that. So there's a little pressure there. There's a little pressure from the agent and the money he's going to make. And then there is is there a compromise in the middle where if you do walk away, maybe you pay me half of what's left and I'll walk away from the other. But the whole idea of having an article come out there, he's retiring, he's going to walk away from $43 million. It doesn't help anybody, because if you're a fan like, oh yeah, he's walking away from that, we'll go sign Framber Valdez. We'll take the money and give it to Framber now. Yay.
Okay, we get where he's going with that.
Yay!
I did think, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that, I was like, wow, this is great. Extra money on the books for them to spend this year.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, if from Yu's perspective, it's probably something that he wanted to be able to deliver. I mean, most guys of his stature, when they retire, they're the one that kind of
It's like an Instagram post,
right?
or...
They're the one that's kind of in control of it, and so it doesn't seem like that was the case here, given that we're kind of in this hold position that we don't, that basically he's like, I'm not sure yet.
As a former member of the Players Union or Association, does it bother you that if a fellow player would walk away? Isn't that their choice? I get that. I mean, you still have the choice to keep your contract if you walk away for injury. So why would other players or the union MLBPA be mad about that?
I think it's not like, oh, I'm mad that you.
No, I know they don't want to set
just,
it so that like there's pressure to be put on these guys to walk away maybe without taking the money and things like that. Like, oh, look, Yu Darvish did it.
Kind of that's what the kind of the job is of the union, is kind of protect the best interests of a player, the player as a whole, and not everybody, because if a guy of that stature, I mean, can do it. It'll be asked at the very lowest statures for in those same kids. And not everybody's in the position to be able to do that. I don't think they want players in that position. And yeah, it gets a little sticky as it has here. If this is part of what's the holdup is, but yeah, I mean, it's always been in the best interest of the player.
In respect to Joel Wolf, Bowden made a comment saying that he's owed money too. Sorry, Joel, you've made enough money off of Yu Darvish. If he decides to walk away from his contract, then you should be happy about that. Can I just
tell you something? I know that sounds like a thing, but ultimately, if a player decides I'm not playing, there ain't an agent and whatever amount of money he can get that's going to convince a player to, hey man,
I know
I want my cut of this. Sorry, bro, I'm done.
I didn't appreciate Bowden saying that.
I think that was just a good, nice little clickbaiter right there.
It got me. It really got me, because I was like thinking, this is the same Joel Wolf that stood in front of everybody saying that Roki Sasaki didn't want attention. So anyway. I was waiting for it to hit you. Did you see? So Nolan Arenado, he is going to be playing for the Diamondbacks this year.
Yes.
And we're going to
talk
talk about
the National League West.
Yes, it's so much fun to have Nolan Arenado. But I thought his comments were pretty interesting to AJ Pierzynski, because AJ Pierzynski said he played until he was 40. And when he was 38, he had a great year. 39, he had a terrible year. Are you okay? I don't think he's okay. I'll keep talking. But here's Nolan Arenado talking about what it's like to get older and trying to keep your career going.
Yeah. I mean, it's not easy. I mean, the fact that you play till 40 is awesome. I don't think I'm going to want to do that. That's hard to do. But, your body, when you play a lot of games, as you know, and you know better than I do, being a cat, both you guys being catchers, it's just the wear and tear on your body. I took my defense really serious, and I played hard on both sides of the ball. And I think there's some things in my offseason training program that I had to change that I felt I was a little late to recognize, that I'm hopeful that will come into fruition this year, as far as like taking care of your hips a little better, making sure your lower back is feeling good, your core is strong. I mean, I always kind of did that, but it was easier when you're younger. When you get older, it has to be like something you're super focused on. So I changed a lot of way I went about my business this offseason, changed my diet, and I feel better. I feel great right now. I've been working hard.
There you go. He feels great right now, which doesn't make me feel great.
I mean, it's interesting that even somebody of Nolan Arenado's status can get caught in that scenario. As he said, he recognized it late. But,
yeah.
And it just goes to show you, man, that's how good these cats are. Like, they can just kind of get away with doing it. As he said, you're doing it, but as you get older, and this is something even I had to learn, right? Because when you're in it, you don't quite notice it right away. Because, I think you kind of go through the process of lying to yourself, like you're not seeing or feeling what you're feeling.
Not sore.
Right. And that it's just a temporary thing. And then, and now before you know it, you're like behind, and you've given up a couple of years before you started to realize, man, I got to figure out a way to, as I've aged, to be able to maintain type of, quickness in the hip area, because as you get older, it's your trunk that's going to allow you to play as long as you can keep that at least, athletic, you got a shot. And, the fact that he recognizes it, maybe that's exactly what he needed.
And he's
getting
not
out of that hot ass area.
I was gonna say,
can't help.
I was gonna say he doesn't have to
Can't
play
hurt, I mean.
in like 95 and 100% humidity every single night. He can go to Arizona and be inside.
Be inside. He has to go there just once a year. He's got to go to that spot. Now he can be in the nice air conditioned dungeon.
And even when he leaves a game, his car could already be air conditioned, so he never has to hit the hot air.
He'll never know what Arizona feels like.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's good for him, maybe bad for everybody else. All right. Sam Levitt has decided to.
He is on the stream already, waiting to get on.
So Sam Levitt's going to join us. We'll talk a little more Padre baseball on the other side. It's just the two of us. Chris Ello, Idol. More Gwynn and Chris.
These things, it even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here, don't hit it here.
Skraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole, nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Sasquatch.
So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
These things, it even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here, don't hit it here.
Skraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole, nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Sasquatch.
So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
things. It even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here. Don't hit it here.
Skraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole. Nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not used to complimentary to you, but I can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
Sam Levitt stepping in, talking a little Padre baseball. I got to ask you, Sam, I know you are our runner-up this year in fantasy, or was he the winner?
I was the runner-up.
Runner-up.
Chris Ella was very, very upset that I did not send him a congratulatory text message. Very upset. In fact, he brought it up when I saw him. When was I?
The Christmas
Was
party,
it
maybe?
last week? I saw you guys in the studio. I think it was
Oh,
last
yeah,
week.
yeah.
He still brought it up.
Of
And
course.
this is now weeks later. So
And-
that bothered him. But, I made a couple of really poor roster decisions for the championship game. I tried to go 2 tight ends.
I don't think
I
that was
got
your
big-
downfall.
You got cute.
I think that Chris's
got
team was
cute,
just better.
Sam.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think
you know what?
Sam could've
It
won.
really wouldn't have mattered. My only chance at the end was for Bijan Robinson to
Oh, yeah.
basically do nothing.
he-
And then
he
that
did a
was the
lot.
game where Atlanta beat the Rams and he put up like 35 points. So
Yeah.
it really didn't matter. I gave Chris a good shot, but yes, he was still, as of last week, still up in arms over the lack of congratulatory text.
I don't understand
By
why
the
he's so
way,
mad
I
because
just want
he
you to know,
doesn't
Sam,
text himself.
By the way, Sam, I just want you to know I was on your side. And I was like, I don't know that that's a thing. Like, I'm not sure that he should
It's
want
not.
to.
It's not.
It's not.
It
Sam
didn't,
says.
it didn't even cross my mind to
Right.
send him a
It
text.
wouldn't have crossed. It wouldn't have crossed most people's mind. If we're being honest.
Once it was over, my life moved. But I think Chris takes it pretty seriously.
You think? Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he definitely does. He
Because
definitely
deep
does.
down inside, he really wanted to scream from the rooftops about how great his team was, but he didn't. He
He
kept it in a
resists.
little bit.
He resists for sure. Hey, real quick, because I made a big deal
Mhm.
about it before you came on.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that it was breaking news. But what do you think actually about Bill Belichick? Because after I actually thought about what that meant, it is kind of mind blowing that the dude has like 6 Super Bowls is not a first ballot.
Well,
Hall of Famer.
apparently that's what he said when he found out he wasn't getting in. He said 6 Super Bowls isn't enough.
we don't. That's what we heard.
That's what his associate told people. Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah, but Sam, what do you think?
Yeah, it is weird. And then when I just quickly read here that it only takes 80% of the vote to get in, I think is what I read here. You need 40 out of 50 votes. So that would seem to be a pretty low benchmark to reach. So who knows? You look, he's not. Bill Belichick right now doesn't appear to be super duper popular for whatever reason, maybe amongst his peers. So maybe that's hurting him. But I would say it's pretty ridiculous, especially when you only need to get 80% of the vote.
Yeah. No, that is certainly weird.
Man,
Certainly
there's
weird.
so
There's some
much
haters out there, it
pettiness
seems like.
involved in Hall of Fames, like the,
Well,
the
look,
baseball Hall of
hey,
Fame.
it will always, and we'll see if he coaches in the NFL again. It will always strike me as odd that this guy won 6 Super Bowls, has 2 decades of the most success we've ever seen, whether you want to attribute a lot of that to Brady or not, and couldn't get another job in the NFL.
That's a good point.
That's weird.
It's super
That's
weird.
weird.
The more you think about it, like when you really, really think about it, like He had a couple bad seasons in New England
Like,
before it went before he
like
left,
2 maybe,
and then
2 or 3?
like he couldn't even get a job
But
nowhere.
which
That's
is
weird.
weird because John Harbaugh, basically what the reports were, Bill Belichick wanted full control of everything. And John Harbaugh said, I want full control of everything. So people are willing to give John Harbaugh a job, but not Bill Belichick.
Who, by
a
the
job.
way, has bounced back and forth for I mean, this is his second stint in the NFL.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Go figure. All right, let's talk some Padres. Sam, it's getting closer and closer, man. Camp 44 has begun down at Petco. We got pitchers and catchers reporting February 11th.
Mhm.
How are you feeling about this team? As are you? I'll tell you what. Better question. What are the question marks for you as you head into this spring training?
Yeah. Well, before I get to those, and we have plenty of time here to chat. Before we get to my question marks, because I know you guys will appreciate this, I leave 2 weeks from yesterday, so we're getting there. We're under 2 weeks away from departing for Peoria. But if you needed reasoning as to why spring training can't come soon enough, I'll give you a little insight on my day here. I went to the grocery store. Have you heard about this viral Japanese cheesecake? Have you seen this?
I haven't
Instagram,
dug into
TikTok?
it, but yes, I have seen references.
Okay, so this is what people are doing. I may make a video about this and put it on social media. What people are doing is they are taking yogurt, I think Greek yogurt. Now I think this is some sort of Greek yogurt.
Siggy's.
Yeah. Yes. Might be, it's called different, like Icelandic, but I saw people using this. So they take Greek yogurt and then they take Biscoff cookies, which I love. I love getting Biscoff cookies on the plane. They put the Biscoff cookies in the yogurt, let it sit overnight. So they dunk them in the yogurt, let them sit overnight in the fridge. And then apparently it is like beyond delicious when it comes out and you take a spoonful of the yogurt and the soft cookie.
I need to do this.
That is my activity once I get off with you, is set these up and enjoy them tomorrow.
Well, hold up. Since you brought this up, so did you see it on TikTok and was like,
yes,
I got it. Do you know what's funny is that half of the things that happen in my house now are because someone saw it on TikTok.
Right.
I mean, my kids they've tried a number of different recipes. Some have been outstanding. Some have been not so outstanding, but it's just so funny that is how a lot of us are living now. Like I don't own TikTok, so I would miss out on all this if I didn't have kids.
Well, if you're out there wondering who is following the TikTok trends, it's teenage girls and me. That's who's doing it.
Are those the same things as biscotti cookies? Because we have
no.
Okay.
No, Biscotti Biscotti's not a brand. Biscotti is a type of
it's like
cookie that's it's longer. It's
it's got chocolate maybe in it.
It can. It can. I'm not sure exactly
I think I'm gonna
how
have
it's
to
made,
do
but
this. I think I'm gonna have to do this.
Biscoff is a brand, and I love a Biscoff cookie. To the Padres.
Yes.
I thought you guys would enjoy that, and I know we have time here. To the Padres.
You don't need to qualify yourself, Sam. It's all good.
Yeah, well, I knew you would enjoy the yogurt and the cookies little part there. Padres related. Look, I look at this roster, I look at the 26 man, I look at the 40 man, and obviously I think pretty soon here we'll probably get the list of non-roster invitees to big league spring training, which is always interesting because then you know who's going to be in that major league clubhouse on day one. And especially this year, we're going to see a lot of those guys, more often than we would because of the World Baseball Classic. Those moves of getting guys out of big league spring training is probably going to happen a lot slower because of the WBC. And then we're going to have a stretch there where, we're going to see a lot of those guys. Look, the good news with the Padres as far as question marks, Tony and Matt, is there aren't a ton. This does not strike me as a roster where you're looking around right now and there's 6-7 holes on the roster where you have major question marks. There are obviously some big ones. I think lineup wise, you look at second base, first base, DH, and you wonder how that's going to be configured, right? Let's assume for a second that Jake Cronenworth is back playing first base. Well, then who is your starting second baseman on most days? That's a pretty good question right now. Is that Sungmun Song? Maybe, when he was signed, it sounded like he was more of a utility type guy. But right now, you look at this 26-man roster, and he would kind of slot in hypothetically as a starting second baseman. So
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if that is what happens. Obviously, Jake can also play second base, which opens you up for first base. Again, you look at the roster and the 40-man right now. Well, your option there would, be a Gavin Sheets type. Same thing with DH, right? I mean, these are the question marks. DH, first base, second base, with obviously Jake fitting in the mix at first or second, depending on what the rest of your roster looks like. So there are really two spots in your lineup where I think you still have some pretty big question marks as far as what that looks like. Is that going to be somebody who is already on the 26-man? Is that somebody who's going to be a non-roster invitee? Is that, as we know with AJ Preller, is that somebody we're not even thinking of yet that's not signed? I mean, that's the thing. I mean, think about the last two spring trainings. Jerks and Profar was not there on day one. Nick Pivetta was not there on day one. In both those guys, you could argue in those individual seasons had the biggest impact of anybody. So you just don't know. So I think it's a little hard to say how that's all going to look, but I'd kind of be shocked if there aren't some pretty significant moves made, at least with guys that AJ Preller feels like can fill those roles in a starting capacity. So again, you're figuring out two spots in the lineup, but second base, first base, DH, depending on where you want to play Jake. That's kind of the first part. Obviously, the back end of the rotation. I mean, look, I feel like I'm in a spot, and Tony, I wonder if you agree, where I would pencil in Randy Vasquez into that 4, which gives you Joe, which gives you Pivetta and King and Vasquez, and that's a great place to start. It's a great place to start. What is your number 5 and what's your number 6 and number 7 after that, and what that depth looks like, because you're going to need it at some point. That's obviously a big question. The good news is your outfield is pretty much set. Sure, we can go over what the bench looks like in a 4th outfield type, but it's going to be Laureano, Merrill, and Tatis. That's a really good place to start for an outfield. And then I would say the other, and I know I've kind of gone down the roster here, but the other, I think, pretty significant question mark to me, Freddie Fermin is going to catch most days, is Luis Campusano, your number 2 catcher. Is he your backup? I mean, we certainly saw last year the Padres did not seem inclined, number 1, to get him at bats, but number 2, to have him behind the plate. And there have been, last year was a good example where Luis came into spring training. You thought there was a pretty good chance he could even win the starting job. You had Elias Diaz there, then you have Martin Maldonado in the mix, and it really ends up being where it's Diaz and Maldonado. And Maldonado, again, was somebody we weren't even thinking about before spring training. So that's, to me, a pretty major question, especially in 2026, when you know that Freddie Fermin's not going to start every day, and it's become more of a position where you have a little bit more split time there. Maybe it's a little bit more traditional with Freddie, where he's starting most days and you spell him day game after a night game, things like that. But that's, to me, a pretty large question, because they have not shown the inclination to play Campy behind the plate at the big league level in the last year. So that, to me, is a big question as well.
Well, I think the two managers had not been inclined. Two previous managers had not been inclined to put him back there. And at times there was a good reason at times not to put him back there. So can he improve back there? I think they want to give him that chance to be the backup. It's certainly pointing to that right now.
Well, I agree with you. I think it's pointing that way based on the moves they've made, or lack of moves. It's not like they've gone out yet and signed somebody who you would slot in there above Campy. Tony, I agree with you. New manager. Is Craig Stammen more inclined to use Campy in that role? At
the very least, he's getting a clean slate to kind of work
sure, which is important. And I'll also say this. Look, obviously for Campy at the big league level, it's been up and down. There was a portion of 2023 where he looked like he was really going to be able to hit at the big league level. And I thought going into 24, I was super high on Luis Campusano. And then, 2024 doesn't work out the way he wanted. 2025, it's kind of, he's getting in at bat here and there. He doesn't have a hit. Then he kind of gets buried, where it looks like he's not going to get an opportunity to come back up. Then he's brought back up for the postseason roster. It was a bit of a weird year. But the bottom line is this: he went down to AAA and he did what he had to do. I mean,
Killed
what
it.
else is he supposed to do at the AAA level? So if I'm AJ Preller, if I'm Craig Stammen, and you are paying Luis Campusano $1 million, and you still have faith that he can be the type of hitter you want him to be at the big league level, and potentially a good enough defensive catcher to play him behind the plate at the big league level, then you've got to give him another shot to do that and see if he can translate what he's done at AAA to the big league level. So to your point, I would not be surprised if there's a bit of a different attitude to Campusano this year as far as the Padres' attitude towards him. And maybe he is that number 2 catcher, and we're going to see him get some pretty significant playing time, at least towards the start of the year.
Sam Levitt joins us here on Gwynn and Chris. And Sam, we look at a guy like Toddy, right? He's just had his 27th birthday. He's coming in a year in which he had an OPS up over 800, but there's still, I think most people feel like, more in there. I mean, is this the year that we could possibly get the MVP caliber? Because it certainly got out the gates like that last year. We were talking about it for a few months into the season, but then it kind of tailed off. And I mean, I think we saw different versions of Toddy last year. We saw that early version, then we saw a version of him kind of working through some things, and then we saw him get really good at being able to kind of handle the strike zone. Can he put it all together here in 2026?
Yeah, I think for me, the hope for Fernando Tatis Jr. in 2026 is he takes some of what he did so well in 2025 that he did better than he ever had in his career at plate discipline, at taking walks, things that really you marveled at what he did offensively. He takes some of that and applies it to 2026, but he's got to be a little bit more like the 2021 version of Fernando Tatis Jr. 25 home runs, 71 RBIs. Look for Fernando and what this lineup needs from a run-producing standpoint. Yeah, I think it's safe to say, and I think it's fair to say, you need a little bit more. You want those numbers to be in the 30s and 100s instead of 25 and 71. You're not saying that he can't walk anymore. You can't say, that he can't have the same type of plate discipline he had last year, but I think it's got to be a mix.
Do you move him down to get to that? I mean, do you give him more opportunity? I mean,
is there anybody on the roster right now?
The bottom of the lineup is going to have to be, yes. Don't get me wrong. He's going to have to take that next step.
Yeah,
but
it's a good point.
He's going to have guys on in front of him in order to be getting into that 100 zone. I mean, it's clear that he handled the leadoff spot from a traditional standpoint pretty well, right? I mean, 111 runs scored. He's getting on base. Those guys behind him are having an opportunity to drive him in. When he was right, especially early, I mean, the bottom of the lineup, if we're being honest, didn't really get good until the Fermin came over and Laureano came over. They were able to drop. I think Cronenworth was kind of able to hit in that 8 spot a few times because of it. They're going to have to be productive if he's going to be that guy. Now, the homers, no doubt. We'd like to see that with a 3, starting with a 3 somewhere. But in terms of the ribbies, the bottom of the lineup is going to have to figure out a way. And I just going in right now as situated, you got a chance to maybe to stretch it out, but that's the part of the lineup that's I think we'll be watching again.
Yeah, I think it's hard because if not Fernando at the top of the lineup, if you want to put him in a more advantageous situation to drive in runs, to your point,
right? Who's leading off?
Then who?
Right.
I'd love to say Jackson Merrill could be that guy, but he's kind of he likes to swing.
He does.
He doesn't profile to me as a leadoth guy. Obviously, it's not going to be Manny. I don't know that
I think he could do it,
but
I think he could do it, but I don't know that he's shown with the profile at this point.
Right, Xander
is Jake a leadoff
hitter? You start going down the lineup. It's like, well, if not Fernando,
right?
Then who?
And
the thing you just love about Fernando in the leadoff spot, and even last year when he was struggling, and there were calls from a lot of fans that wanted to move him down. Look, there is there's always going to be the threat of Fernando starting a game. The fact that he could hit the ball 450 feet, the fact that he can get to first base, steal second, create havoc on the base paths. That's always something that you're going to like. I think any manager's going to like. But I think the problem is if not him at the leadoff spot, then who? But if the Padres viewed it as, hey, we got to get him down in the order a little bit to create more run producing opportunities for him, then, you could try whatever. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you put Xander Bogaerts up there and see what he can do.
Tyler on the chat was saying Xander Bogaerts, and he can steal some bags if he gets on base and at the leadoff spot. He's not really at a point in his career where he's hitting for power. So why not try? He only had one game at leadoff last year.
Listen, I think that it all takes some cooperation, and I'm sure Stam is more than open to trying something, if indeed that is the idea, is to try to get Toddy more opportunities. Sam, man, we appreciate you stepping in, man. I know it's about to get thick for you here in the next couple of weeks.
Yes, we will be full spring training mode. So you'll see me on the backfields with my phone and peeking through the
when did you say
chain link fence.
When did you say you're leaving?
I leave 2 weeks from yesterday. So February 9th, I think that is.
Don't you always go when you're on your way out, you go get that special, what is it, the shake or the date thing?
I usually, well, you know what? I don't think I did that last year. I might stop for a date shake in Dateland, Arizona.
That's in Dateland, Arizona.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, Dateland, Arizona. Everybody knows what you talk about, that little place on the side when you're on the way to Arizona.
I can't wait to go to spring training so Sam and I could go to dinner and just talk trash about life.
Thanks.
It's great.
Us.
Yeah, I'm not talking trash about people. I'm just saying Sam and I just talk trash about life,
not
man.
Me. He said that.
Great
not
information.
Me.
Great information.
Thanks.
Let's get to break.
I love everyone and everything.
That's what he says.
Okay.
That's what he says.
More Gwynn and Chris on the other side. 3:01 on the dial. Thanks to Sam Levitt. Got to talk a little Padre baseball. Skraby, what are you doing right now? You look like you're busy.
I'm changing now. We got the right screen up.
Oh.
Why? What's going on?
I know. I was
Want to hang out?
You just look like you weren't paying attention, so I was trying to catch you off guard.
No, I was trying to fix the camera angle.
Tomorrow, we'll get Alden Gonzalez on. Talk
Cool.
a little Major League Baseball.
We also
Beto,
have Brett Sableski.
And we got Brett Sableski tomorrow. Talk a little, I guess, early matchup of this Super Bowl. We got about a week and a half before we
the longest week and a half in football history.
No doubt about it.
He said that he was going to go to the Senior Bowl because he always goes to the Senior Bowl, but the weather has made it so terrible that he wasn't able to get there. So he said he had plenty of time to discuss with us.
It looks like
it looks crazy. And I'm driving down here today, and there was a part of me that felt a little bad for the rest of the country because I'm like, it's 72 degrees right now. Yeah, there's not a cloud in the sky.
I mean, I feel bad in like the kind of way that, like, man, I wish you guys could have 76.
I'm not actually feeling bad because my wallet, my wallet tells me that I pay to live here. So,
but I think
I could go live in like Montana if I really wanted to.
Yeah, you freeze your behind off there.
Montana actually.
Are you good with the cold? Is that your thing? I wouldn't.
I'm good with the cold. Yeah. I'm pretty. I'm a warm-blooded human being. So the coldest I ever felt. I told this story.
Is that in Cincinnati?
No, it was in Minnesota for the Super Bowl when we went to Minneapolis, and it was a wind chill of -30. I'm telling you, Tony. I don't know if you've ever experienced -30, but it doesn't matter how many layers you have. That wind goes right through you.
I haven't experienced
but you've experienced cold and you know what I'm talking about.
No, but that's negative to me is like on a whole different wavelength. Like I've never been in like anything below 20.
Oh wow, you haven't experienced life, man.
No, I don't plan on experiencing that.
You can go outside,
not by choice, at least.
Feel like your bones are gonna break because it's so cold.
Yeah, no, I'm good on all that. All guests on 97.3 The Fan join us via the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Of course, we are broadcasting live here from the Bill House Studios. We know how. Let's get to our daily gambit of the day.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. Kayla says, I don't ever want to live somewhere that snows. I would be a horrible person.
I would be too. I'm with her. I'm with him. I'm with her. Excuse me. I would definitely be a bad person. I wouldn't be
just
good.
Be grumpy all the time.
There's nothing worse than your fingertips and your toes going cold.
Now, when I was in Cincinnati, we did have a cold streak. I told the story last night, but we had a major storm overnight, and I had to get to work at like 8:30. And I went outside at 7:30, and it took me 45 minutes to an hour to dig out my car. And then once I dug out my car, I couldn't get out of the spot because it was too slippery. I was going uphill. I just couldn't go anywhere. I just was like spinning the tires.
So you just
I called work and I was like, I can't get in. They're like, yeah, a lot of us can't get in, so you're good. But I was the Californian outside, like cursing the snow, like lousy snow.
I remember, well, maybe a couple years ago, we went up to Big Bear, and it had snowed a lot, and so I had to put chains on the car for the first time.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
I don't wish that on anybody, man.
No, did you all of your fingers end up bloody?
They didn't end up bloody, but they felt like they should have been. It felt like they should have been just leaking all over the place.
When we were kids, we used to go to Tahoe all the time, and my dad one time like in a storm changed or put the chains on. This is like early 90s. So these are chains.
Like,
and he
cling,
comes back
cling,
in.
cling,
Yes.
cling.
He comes back in. And it was like his fingers had been removed. The poor guy had to take off his gloves.
Yeah, that's like an often occurrence when you live in a place like that. Like, I couldn't.
You know what he bought right after that? A 4-wheel drive car, so we could go up there.
Yeah. Gotta have that.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So yesterday we made some bets, and we're gonna start with Arizona -1.5 at BYU. This was a pretty good game. All of us picked Arizona. Arizona ended up winning 86-83.
Yeah, that was their first like big road test there, and they look good. I thought it got a little dicey, but I thought they controlled that game for the most part. Like even against a good team like BYU, they're gonna be tough to beat.
Yes. Over under 166.5 points total. You guys went under. I went over. They had 169 points. Lakers -1.
What was the number?
166.5. So I won.
He won.
Lakers -1 over the Bulls. Chris went Bulls. We went Lakers. Lakers win 129-118.
Looking like a pretty good team, I must say.
Rounding into form.
3-1 on this 8-game road trip right now.
Okay, let me ask you a question. If baseball is a marathon, what is the NBA?
Marathon.
A marathon.
Yeah,
okay.
82 games doing what they do. I mean,
so I can't be angry at quarter way in the season if it like baseball. I can't judge a team by the quarter of the way through the season.
I mean, you can, but something,
it's
things
a little
can
different,
things can kind. Yeah, I think so. I think for basketball, you start judging teams by like just after the break.
Okay. That makes sense because they have about 30 something games left. Over under 235.5 total points in that game. Chris and I went over. Tony went under. It was 247. So the Lakers let you down there. Who had more points, Luka -15 or Kobe White?
This one was even more explosive.
Chris said Luka. Tony and I said White. Luka had 46 points minus that 15. His number's 31. Kobe White only had 23, so we lose that one. But 46.
Kobe White had 23. That's good for Kobe White.
Yeah. 46.
But 46 is just put it out of range.
I thought with the -15 it would be, close, but it wasn't. Who had more points, LeBron or Josh Giddey? LeBron -10. Let's see. Chris and I, or you and Chris went Giddey. I went LeBron.
Giddey won that.
LeBron had 24 -10, 14. Giddey had 19.
Yeah.
And then finally,
LeBron had 20 in the first half.
What happened in the second half? He only got 4 points.
41 years old, man.
Is that his excuse?
Go ahead, Luka. You got this, dog.
Well, yeah. When someone else is on fire, just give him the ball.
Handle that.
Alcaraz -6.5 games against Alex de Minaur. Chris went de Minaur. Tony and I went Alcaraz. Alcaraz won 7-5, 6-2, 6-1 for a total of 9. So he won the bet. And let's go to tonight's bets. Now we have a pretty good college basketball game, but this just shows you how good people think Michigan is, because Michigan is an 11.5 point favorite over Nebraska at home.
Undefeated Nebraska,
Nebraska, but that shows you how good Michigan is. So what do you think? Michigan favored by 11.5, Tony.
I think Nebraska gets under that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I'm going to go with Michigan just to be a contrarian. Now, your new favorite alma mater, or not alma mater, school, Grand Canyon, is
my new favorite. No, it's not my favorite.
At Nevada.
Okay.
Nevada 3.5 point favorites. I'll go. And I'll say, for some reason, I don't feel like Grand Canyon can play outside of their own gym, even though they're pretty good. I'm going to give it to Nevada.
Give me GCU.
GCU. The Lopes. Oh, my favorite. Zion Williamson. Over under 22.5 points.
You see him blow by the alien yesterday and thunder dunk it? Yeah.
Let me go look.
Made him look like he was stuck in cement.
Even Wemby was stuck in cement?
That's what it looked like.
What do you think? Over under 22.5 for Zion?
Over.
Over. Okay. I'm going to go check out this dunk real quick. Let's see. I'm watching. No, that's not it. Never mind.
Continue with the bets, man.
I know.
I mean, to look for it right now.
My ADHD is out of control. I'm going to go over as well. Now we have
just starts looking at videos in the middle of the segment.
Yeah, it's bad. Kings at Red Wings. Since you love the Kings,
I'll see if I can get one right here.
The Red Wings are -1.5 on the puck line
In Detroit.
in Detroit.
Give me the Kings.
Give you the
They're gonna cover.
Kings. Just think-
Detroit by 1.5, you said?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Give me
Puck,
the Kings.
puck line.
Oh, the puck line. All right.
Kings, I'll go Red Wings. And then we get some Australian Open stuff. Djokovic is playing tonight against Musetti. So Musetti and Djokovic, I didn't look at the right thing. Total games, that's it. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm not usually in charge of the bets.
We could tell.
Oh, here it is. Over under 38.5 total games. So like how many games do they play?
They go best of 5.
Yes.
So I'm gonna say over.
Okay. I'm going to say over as well. Now, here's another one. Ben Shelton, I believe, is the fiance of...
Not a fiance. I think they're just
boyfriend.
dating, yes.
Okay, boyfriend of Trinity Rodman. And Ben Shelton is taking on Yannick Sinner tonight at midnight. So this one, let me go get the game spread.
I don't
Let's do
think
it a little bit different. Sinner is -6.5.
Give me Sinner.
Okay. You don't have any faith in Ben Shelton?
Oh, wait, excuse me. Give me Shelton.
Okay. I'll go with Shelton.
Shelton's getting
Plus 6.5.
plus 6. Yeah, give
Yeah.
me Shelton.
All right. That's it for our bets today.
Let's get the break. On the other side, more Gwynn and Chris traffic.
Not yet. End of the break.
End of the break.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris,
I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight and back left.
Straight back left.
Straight on that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly.
Excited?
I'm definitely excited. Hello, Eric. How you doing? Pretty good. Wow.
Just like I told you, next to the famous Barney Dreyfuss and Leslie Wilkinson, whoever they are.
That does look like them.
I know. It's a good shot. They don't do them all that great. That one's good. Really good.
I missed a year. 300. Must have been bad. Huh? I used to be. Not anymore, though.
Oh, it's so cool. What team did you play on?
I can give you a long list of them. Brewers, Padres, Dodgers, Phillies, Nationals.
What position did you play?
I played outfield. This was my dad. Oh, there's Dick Williams, Goose. I think he'd be pretty happy with his company over there. So
What are you thinking of seeing it for the first time?
I'm thinking
I'm hot. I'm quite warm right now, but it's cool. I mean, it's what I thought it was gonna be. I mean, not too many people can say they have a dad that's enshrined in this place. So I think this is awesome.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris,
I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight and back left.
Straight back left.
Straight on that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Toby?
I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly.
Excited?
I'm definitely excited. Hello, Eric. How you doing? Pretty good. Wow.
Just like I told you, next to the famous Barney Dreyfus and Leslie Wilkinson, whoever they are.
That does look like them.
I know. It's a good shot. They don't do them all that great. That one's good. Really good.
I missed a year. 300. Must have been bad. Huh? I used to be. Not anymore, though.
Oh, it's so cool. What team did you play on?
I can give you a long list of them. Brewers, Padres, Dodgers, Phillies, Nationals.
What position did you play?
I played outfield. This was my dad. Oh, there's Dick Williams, Goose. I think he'd be pretty happy with his company over there. So.
What are you thinking of seeing it for the first time?
I'm thinking
I'm hot. I'm quite warm right now, but it's cool. I mean, it's what I thought it was going to be. I mean, who not too many people can say they have a dad that's enshrined in this place. So I think this is awesome.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris,
I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight.
3:18 on the clock. Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Skraby, Chris Ello, Idol. We were joking earlier when ESPN broke news that Bill Belichick was not a first ballot Hall of Famer, and it just seemed a little weird. Maybe I'm in a bad headspace, which is why I was thinking so bad.
It's fair.
However, there's more like information coming tonight. So first, Adam rolled in here like maybe a segment after that, and was telling us about Bill Polian and allegedly Tony Dungy. I didn't see Dungy's name in the most recent tweet.
I did see Bill Polian.
Bill Polian, definitely, apparently
a Colts guy.
This was initially according to Adam. I hadn't seen it anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So, a lot of times when Adam sends stuff to me, I kind of take it with a grain of salt.
That's
but
messed up.
However, as I started kind of flipping through my phone, and everybody's kind of talking about the same thing.
They're very angry.
I got the one quote here from Ryan Clark, who said that, and he brings up a terrific point, that if indeed Bill Belichick is being, and the rumor is true that Bill Polian somehow kind of led the charge of him not getting in, does that also then mean that Tom Brady has to wait for a first ballot to go through? Because he certainly is a part of it.
Yeah, he's the one who threw the football, so he's the one who wanted the footballs deflated. That is crazy. Now,
I think it should be stated that Ryan Clark believes that Bill Belichick, without question,
yeah,
is a first ballot Hall of Fame.
I mean, he's the most winning. He won 6 Super Bowls. I do understand if it was
he
like
is the greatest, most accomplished head coach ever.
Yeah.
So does this mean that no coach in the history of the rest of this sport, or at least until one tops what he's done, can be a first ballot Hall of Fame?
No, you're right. They've set the precedent now. Head coach Adam sent me something earlier that there's only been 3 first ballot head coaches in history: Tom Landry, Chuck Noll, and Don Shula.
And he's done more than all 3.
Yeah, I mean, but he deserves to be on that list of names.
For sure.
When we're talking about,
he is on that list of names, except for the
Bill
first ballot
Polian's
part.
list doesn't have him on that.
They say this is another thing that I've heard secondhand through my boss.
What?
They say that indeed what's being held against him is Deflategate and what was the other one?
Cheating scandals.
The
videotaping. I could totally see it happening.
It's just wild to me.
I could totally see it happening. Like there's so many egos involved in all of these sports. I mean, baseball's the prime example.
Bill Polian was getting his behind whooped by Bill Belichick in those leg days. I mean,
apparently he's never forgotten.
He's still mad about it.
I don't get this. I think it's a disservice, but I do think Ryan Clark brings up a great point. Tom Brady, does he get in now?
Let's first of all, let's go ahead. Let's just go ahead and say this. That would be even more insane.
It would be.
It 100% would be. This is crazy, but if Tom Brady gets to this point and they're like, nah, Tom, you gotta wait 1 year. We'll revisit this next year. It's a wrap. I don't know how you could take that bad boy serious anymore. This is already going to be kind of, I think as it kind of settles in on your head, I think this is the problem. This is part of the problem with how fast and how much the news can change your opinion. I mean, you almost, because of all of the ridiculousness that that Belichick has been involved with North Carolina, different weird reports, whether they were true or not, it has changed the perception of Bill Belichick. At one point, and maybe it was his last couple of years in New England that changed everybody's perspective, because that's when the hit pieces started coming out a little bit. And so he went from a dude that was I didn't think this was a question whether he was a first ballot Hall of Famer to these other sideshow stories that seemingly have maybe impacted the way some feel. Now, Bill Polian, as you said,
this is ridiculous.
He seems like he's been holding on to this for
ridiculous.
a long time. If indeed this is true.
If indeed Bill Polian's behind this, that's ridiculous and it's stupid and it makes him look bad. I can understand why you would bring this up as a reason to not let him in first ballot Hall of Fame, because the team was punished. I mean, Deflategate took on a life of its own. It went up to they were going to Congress and stuff like that. I can understand why someone would say, hey, we need to wait a year on him because he was involved in some scandals.
I can't see that.
I'm not saying that I would vote for it.
You could take those away and he would still have 4 of them.
Well, if we're going to take those away, then do we hold anyone accountable in the Hall of Fame now?
Who did you hold accountable?
I guess OJ's in the Hall of Fame still.
That
Point
part.
made. Point
That
made.
part.
Yeah, I don't know. Tom Brady's Tyler said his eyebrows would go even farther up on his head if he wasn't.
You know what? The mere fact you said I could visual his eyebrows have gotten up. I mean, Tom is looking young.
I think he's had some work. I think he's had some work.
You think he's had some work?
I do. He like Tom. Not
Botox.
Yeah, Botox. I don't think he's got like a facelift or anything like that, but Tom looks like he's de-aging.
Hey man, he's just eating right.
He's Benjamin Buttoning everywhere.
He got the TB12.
I mean, but he's eating Pizza Hut all the time, so
what?
No, his commercial. Have you ever seen his Pizza Hut commercial?
Oh, the new one. Yeah, I did see.
Yeah,
that
he's
one.
like, I miss saying hot. So I joined up with Pizza Hut.
I saw it the one time. It was pretty good. Yeah, so that's kind of wild.
What's an upper bleph? Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that on the radio.
Don't know.
Someone's saying that's the type of work he probably has done.
I'm sure the chat can tell you.
Oh, it's correcting drooping or sagging upper eyelids. I kind of need that actually.
Bills, they got their man. We didn't talk about that yet.
Yeah.
On the staff already.
Joe Brady.
Yeah, 5-year deal. Why 5 years though?
I don't know.
It feels like that's. Does anybody get a full 5? I mean, McDermott got an extension. I mean, does anybody? It seems like if it doesn't go well early, you're in jeopardy after year 1.
Yeah, and then they have to pay.
Sometimes
Look at the Raiders.
It's just 1 year.
Talk to the Raiders about how many coaches they have to pay. Why? You might think, okay, this guy is a good. We've had him in the building. We know how he works. We're going to give him a 5-year deal. What if he's a terrible head coach?
Yeah.
And then you need to go in another. This just tells me the Bills owner made a very emotional decision.
Well, it also tells you that
he doesn't get it.
That they got a lot of money.
Yeah, that too.
Because they don't spend. I mean, listen, this is they spend what they can.
Yeah, they do.
And 5 years.
5 years is a long time for a head coach.
Why not 3? Let them. You already have a pretty much a Super Bowl team.
Unless Josh Allen was like, "Hey, I want a long-term commitment."
That may be it. That may be it. I mean, that has been his offensive coordinator. He has seen some of his best numbers of his career under Brady.
Yeah.
So maybe that played a big part in it.
I also saw that
maybe he's deserving of it.
He might be.
We'll see.
I also saw that Brian Dable is rumored to be the offensive coordinator for the Titans. So they brought in Robert Saleh, head coach, Brian Dable, offensive coordinator for the Titans.
I
like that.
I like the Mike McDaniels.
In charge
for the Chargers.
Yeah, I do.
That might be crazy.
I was watching something and they were pointing out all the different motions that the Dolphins have run over the years, and they were like, Jim Harbaugh's not going to be able to keep track of these plays. He's just not. There's just so much motion.
He might be getting out of the way of that offense completely.
It might not be the worst thing in the world.
He's definitely going to want. The one thing about Jim Harbaugh that I think it'll be an interesting kind of thing. I've always seen Jim Harbaugh and thought about like when he would be like one of the only coaches in college still with an I formation, still with like, and so now you got Mike McDaniel who's got all these like flashy kind of plays.
Motions and movement.
I wonder how good of a marriage just stylistically this can be, because I can totally see, because the one thing about a Jim Harbaugh football that you have never associated a Mike McDaniel's football team is toughness
and run game.
Jim Harbaugh typically likes to pound the football.
Yes.
And I'm not saying, and listen, what I do remember is what's my man's name for the Dolphins, the running back?
H-Chan.
He had a lot of big runs, but it wasn't like line it up, let's just hat on hat.
Yeah.
Power football.
It was finesse.
It was a little more finesse. So I wonder, being that that's been Jim Harbaugh's kind of identity, I wonder how that's going to mesh over time.
Well, he hired him, so
it's true. So maybe he's willing to take a step back.
I think Justin Herbert is going to thrive, and I love the storyline of getting to see what Mike McDaniel would have done with Justin Herbert had he been drafted by the Dolphins.
That's right. He could have been drafted by the Dolphins.
Yeah, I love that.
All right, let's get to break. On the other side, Lakers, as I said, off to a 3-1 start on this 8-game road trip. Talk about last night's game against the Bulls. Beto Duran joins us to talk about it next. More Gwynn and Chris. 3:35 on the clock. Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Skraby. Lakers with a nice win last night. Took out Chris Ello's Bulls, 129-118. LeBron James went off in the first half.
20 points.
Yeah. Basically was at one timeout was telling the whoever, I think it was JJ, give me the ball. That's how good he had it going. Now he only scored 4 points in the second half, but that's all he didn't need to score. Really, those four, because Luka Doncic was going ham.
Yeah, he
handled.
He handled.
Big night. 40 what?
46.
46. Very nice win for the Lake Show. And they continue the road trip. Beto Duran will join us here shortly to talk a little bit more about the Lake Show. Things have calmed down a little bit. It was, per typical, really, Laker in Lakerland. It's been relatively quiet in terms of drama. But got
last week.
Got a little bit of it last. That's what I'm saying. And up until last week, they've really been kind of quiet over the last year. That kind of ended with the Baxter Holmes piece.
Yeah, but you sent an interesting take on it about Rachel Nichols was saying that it probably
would we be having this conversation if it was indeed Jerry Buss moving this way?
Yeah. And I thought a lot about this, and I don't think it would.
You don't think it would?
No.
You think we'd all be like, Jerry is
I don't think it's because Jeannie is a woman.
You don't?
Fully.
Okay.
I think there is a part of that for sure.
I think a part of it's built in, and I don't think you can get around it.
You're the Lakers, what was she, the GM owner?
No, she's the one.
The one.
Yeah.
You're gonna get criticism.
The chairman, I believe is how it was titled.
Do I think that we would be making such a big deal about it if it was Jerry Buss? No. I think this is business as usual for Jerry Buss. But when Jeannie Buss does it, it is a little bit of a double standard.
So there is a little bit because it's a woman.
Yeah, and I said that
okay,
it's.
right.
I don't believe it's fully because she's a woman, but I believe it's
definitely
there.
Plays a part.
It definitely plays a part in it.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Nonetheless, things have quieted. The point that Rachel Nichols brought up that I thought was still pretty. She got every single sibling a half a million. Was I know half a billion? I think it was
half a billion.
Half a billion. It's. And I think the point was made that like
they're fine.
They're all getting broke off.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, Jeannie probably got a little bit more,
and she's still there,
and she's
still making money,
100%.
But LeBron got called into this whole thing, so he was like, "Yeah, I don't really know why I was."
He played it exactly how he should, which is that has nothing to do with you. Focus on basketball. Team is having some success this year. Just keep the main thing the main thing. All right, let's check some traffic. We'll have Beto Duran there shortly after. All right, Skraby is loud talking in the background, getting Beto ready.
I have no other choice.
Let's bring our guest on today. Beto Duran covers the Los Angeles Lakers pregame, postgame. Beto, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, man. Just getting ready for some Aztecs basketball, baby. San Diego State, let's go.
That's right, Aztecs. Go ahead.
I do have to bring something up because last time I think Beto came on, he was upset that Chris keeps ducking him. And again,
here he is.
Another time that Beto comes on and Chris is ducking him.
You know, I if you want, so like I'm just playing golf. I got nothing to do. I could have done the show, bro.
No doubt.
Come on.
All guests.
Yeah, but before though, let me shout out my guy LZ Harrington from San Diego State. He's a good family friend. He and my son grew up together. So shout out to LZ out there with the Aztecs.
LZ, a very, very impressive player. I mean, he's freshman. He's handled the point guard spot well. Yeah, man, he's gonna be a player. Certainly have all guests on 97.3 The Fan join us on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Beto, Lakers with a nice win last night. They go into Chicago, and I thought really controlled that game. LeBron with a huge first half. Luka with a huge game. And it seems like things are selling. They're 3-1 on this 8-game roadie?
Yeah, it's 3-1 on the Grammy trip. The only loss is at the Clippers, so it's technically a road game. But what I like about yesterday was it was finally fun to watch this team because it's frustrating, this team, because they have some quarters where they don't show up, and they have quarters where they give things away. But yesterday it looked fun, and you know why? Because Luka and LeBron are passing the ball. It's yeah, you want Luka to score, but damn, bro, get some other people involved. And that's something that J.J. Redick has been stressing to them. And Rui Hachimura, who's been benefacting, coming off the bench, even said it. Like, Coach called them out and said, you need to pass the ball more. And when the ball moves, the Lakers are efficient. The numbers show, and it's good. It's a fun team to watch right now. They're going to get Austin Reeves back sometime on this road trip. He's been out since Christmas with that calf issue. So it's a team trending the right way. They still have a lot of holes. They still have no depth. And DeAndre Ayton and Gabe Vincent, if I never see you again, it's cool, bro.
Gabe Vincent and DeAndre Ayton has been a sore spot at times for Laker fans. Beto, let me ask you this, because you kind of mentioned JJ calling out Luka, calling out Bron, not passing the ball. How do they get to that point? Because there are times, as you said, where the offense looks effortless, but then there are times where they kind of just go in the tank. How do they end up falling into those times where JJ's kind of got to step in and check them?
Because they don't run the offense. And the Lakers have shown, I'm not the biggest analytics guy, especially with basketball analytics, but there's some numbers that have been out there. When the Lakers run set offenses, they do well. And when do they do that? In the first quarter. And what are they usually winning? At the end of the first quarter. So they get away from that. And a lot of it has to do with some of the rotations. Certain guys don't know where they're supposed to be on the floor. Look, he even took DeAndre from closing out the games, and Jackson Hayes is closing out the games. The other night, they decided just to go with the smaller lineup to see who can close it out. It's they get away from that, and Luka is going to be Luka, and you love him, but you have to know that he's going to take a lot of shots. And at times, the ball is going to get stuck with him, and he's going to take step-back threes because he believes in every single shot that he makes or he takes, right? So it's them getting away from the offense. And when they run an offense, they're good. But when they start freeloading and freelancing, and all of a sudden wait a minute, why am I taking a triple threat shot with 14 seconds on the clock and I'm double teamed? Like, there's no need for that.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt. They looked good yesterday, and they looked good for long stretches, which is something, as you said, can be frustrating watching the Lakers at times. Beto Duran joins us here, covers this Laker ball club pregame, postgame. You're around this team quite a bit. How is the group in terms of their chemistry together? Is this a group that gets along well?
Yeah, you know what? You could see it on the bench because Austin Reeves, who only wears Lakers issued gear when he's on the bench, right? Like, because he's rich, right? And he's going to be super rich this offseason. But on the bench, he ain't wearing the designer. He ain't got no Louis, no Gucci. He's got the team issued sweats. But he and Luka get along really, really well. And Dave McMenamin from ESPN wrote a story a couple weeks ago about how Luka is calling AR over and be like, hey, man, you want to come to my house because I got a bowling alley and hang out? Like, they're constantly messing with each other. It's a good vibe, good energy. LeBron is just the old guy, so he's not really messing with him because he's 20 years older than everybody else. But there isn't like that team that had a couple years ago where it's like, I'm pointing fingers at you, I'm pointing fingers at you. It's not that. It's a team that gets frustrated because they're losing, and JJ is only in his second year coaching, and you still need to learn how to harness some of that anger as a coach because he wants to call everybody out, and it's like, okay, cool, you got to pick your spots, right? And you'll love this, T. When I do the post-game show, when they've been losing, I've been getting callers that are telling me, we made a mistake, get it, Luka. I'm like, are you serious? Like,
that's crazy.
Bro, like, do you remember Robert Sacre and Jody Meeks? Come on, bro. Let's calm down here. Also, I get people that are like, JJ needs to, like, really yell at them and flip the tables on them. I'm like, bro, you're going to do that to a professional? Really? Go on, Tony, let them know. Don't be doing that. That's all shit.
It is all shit. You can only do it once before everybody starts to kind of tune you out. Is that something that JJ is starting to pick up on? Because I think he's been more irritated early this year than he was all of last year. It felt like.
Yeah, he's irritated because the team wasn't running the offense.
Yeah,
the team wasn't in the right spot, and he would call timeouts. I mean, we saw it.
I think at one point he said he didn't know what to do because he never forgot plays. He was basically calling these guys for not remembering the plays.
Without saying any names, it's like, well, Twitter's going to go and find this guy, this guy, this guy.
Of course. That's where Twitter's great at.
Yeah, and it's not that JJ's calling guys out. Remember a couple weeks ago, he was like, when they got smoked, and he's like, Saturday's practice is going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be bad. And then what happened? They watched film, everybody talked, and then afterwards, he talked to their players like, really? You guys thought JJ was going to go burn everything down? Calm down here.
Yeah, no, that I think I saw DeAndre Ayton, ironically, being the one that actually said that. Okay, obviously the story kind of died down from last week with Jeannie Buss and kind of ownership kind of not necessarily being on the same page with LeBron. That seems to we've kind of moved on, and that's the kind of the news cycle that age that we're in. How is this new ownership going to affect this Los Angeles Lakers team? This has been a team that in its heyday was the team that could go out, get anyone they wanted. Now the rules don't allow for as such, but they've also kind of been a little bit, they haven't been the wealthiest of teams over the last few years. That's changing now.
Absolutely. And you and I have talked about this on the air and via text, 2 different conversations, but they were the mom and pop family business, right? And
I didn't want to say that. I was going to leave that to you to say.
I'll say it. I'll post the screenshots. What are they going to do? Fire me again? I don't care. But it's no longer mom and pop. But Jeannie is still going to be involved for at least 5 years. That's the contract that she signed. She fired her family, bro. Like, that's crazy, right? But if you've been around the Lakers, you know that there were some people that weren't really doing anything and they were getting a check. That's what happens in family businesses. It happens in every sport, right? It happens in nepotism all the time. But what the Lakers organization right now is now being funded by Guggenheim, the Walter Group, who own the Dodgers. They're not paying to go get the big free agents because in basketball you can't because of the salary and the second
apron
floor where second apron where you pay a lot of taxes. What they can do though is this: hey, let's upgrade the locker room. Hey, that private plane that we take that's 30 years old, let's upgrade it. Hey, we need a new sauna. Hey, all those little gray areas that they can do. We need some intangibles in the front office that no analytics, the new technology. That's where they can do things. But Pelinka was given the extension by Jeannie, and that's why I don't think Pelinka's going to make any big moves at this trade deadline because he's now going to have a chance to prove to the new ownership, hey, LeBron's out of my books. I can go get some free agents. I can move now. I have my draft picks. So why, if you're Pelinka, who's trying to prove to the new ownership that, hey, I can do this job, let me show you when I'm not handcuffed with LeBron's $53 million, that's why I don't think he's going to make any big moves in the trade deadline, which is next week, if he makes any at all, because first-round picks are very, very valuable. But with the Lakers ownership group, you're going to see the differences in a few years. Just like when the Dodgers took over and Ned Colletti was there to balance them out as the GM, and then they bring in Friedman and Colletti goes up to the special advisor role, right?
Yeah.
You see this. And like the Seidler family, they're in San Diego. They got money, but they ain't got Guggenheim money. They don't have Steve Ballmer money, and that's the kind of money you need to run a pro franchise now.
Yeah, I mean that is the main advantage right there, is having ownership that can spend and is willing to spend. Beto Duran joins us here, does the Lakers post game and pre-game for the Los Angeles Lakers, and so let me ask you this, Beto. You mentioned Reeves. I mean, he's up for a free agent contract this year. Do they want to bring him back? And can they afford to?
They can afford to. And will he get a max deal from somebody? Absolutely. Someone's going to give it to him. Is Austin Reeves your number 2 guy? No. But is he a fantastic 3? Yeah, but he's going to be an expensive number 3. And again, the Lakers need the wing that can play defense. And that's not him, but he is an electric scorer. He works well with the team. And I'll tell you this, though. If you want to read the Austin Reeves tea leaves, follow Dan Wojcicki from the LA. He's not from the Athletic. Wojcicki is in tight with Reeves and the agency, so there's always some tea leaves there. So there was like talk about maybe him moving on, and he was like, no, this ain't happening. And sure enough, it didn't happen. But will he stay in LA? I'll tell you this: he got a country club membership in LA a couple months ago.
Those ain't cheap.
So, no, they're not. But you're not getting that unless you're planning on staying, right? So could he take less to stay with the Lakers? Absolutely. I mean, you have a chance to play with Luka Doncic, who makes everything better for you.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's also some Laker fans like, don't give him that money. Who are you gonna go get?
That's what I'm saying. There ain't like a ton of players that are just growing up trees out there that you could just grab that can give you what a Reeves can give you. And they're probably, if you can, they're going to cost you just as much, if not more.
Yeah, like delusional Laker fans. That's what I deal with. Not you, Tony, not you, but the delusional ones are like, okay, let's trade Dalton Connect, and we'll get Herb Jones and Trey Murphy from the Pelicans. Like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
here's the thing.
All the other ones.
It felt like that's how it used to go back in the day. It doesn't work that way now. You're not going to ever get another Kwame for Pau Gasol ever again in your life.
No, but they also gave up. Remember, they gave up Marc Gasol in that trade, who was a really good.
They did. He turned out to be a really good player. You're right.
Yeah. But like the Laker fans, like, we'll just get Giannis. Like, really, Giannis wants to stay here? Like, or what about Joker? Because Denver's having issues. Why is Denver going to give that away? Right.
In the same conference.
Like,
yeah.
And also, look at the Lakers roster. Who there do you want?
Yeah.
Like, seriously, off of that roster, you're going to tell me I want something for you? No. So this is the conversations I have with Laker fans. You know me, because they're usually calling like 10, 11 o'clock at night. You know, they're a couple in.
They definitely are a couple in. For sure. Beto, you have a very tough job, my friend. Thank you.
Nah, it's fun, T. It's fun, man.
Thank you.
Every now and then, I just want to do San Diego State basketball one day. That's all.
Cool. You can come on down, man. We can do a little podcasting.
Let's do that, man. Appreciate you, Tony, as always, man.
Beto, appreciate you, man. Thank you. Beto Duran, as I said, does the pre and post game for the Los Angeles Lakers. Always a treat to have on, man. He's good peoples for sure.
He's golfing right now, and I go.
I thought he was. He said he was just gonna be finishing up, so he was still on the course.
Yeah,
there, huh?
He said he chipped in while he was doing that. So
yeah, right.
I would love to know a guy who could chip in while doing a radio interview
with the phone.
Yeah.
I got this.
Yeah. Am I the guy who's behind Beto on the course and being like, what? This dude's on his phone.
Oh,
what is he doing?
You definitely are.
What are you doing?
Without a doubt, you're that guy.
Yeah, I get pretty angry. I haven't golfed in a while, so I need to get out there and start golfing again.
Why haven't you golfed in a little bit?
I just haven't done it. I'm trying to get some. You know, Tony, when you get old and your friends have kids, you don't have anybody to do anything with anymore. So I've been toying with the idea of going golfing by myself. I used to do that all the time. Actually, the only thing I did that didn't involve drinking was
golf.
Because I was already bad enough and I didn't want to be worse.
Yeah. Well, maybe you need to.
It didn't help, but it didn't help. I was still terrible. But it was a better shape.
Lakers, I think, in action tomorrow. Again, looking to continue that 8-game trip. I'm not sure if this is this the trip? It's not the Grammy trip. When's the Grammys? That's like in March, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought so. I don't think it's anytime soon. Or the Oscars?
The Oscars, I mean.
That's in March, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think why would they 8 games? That seems excessive.
That seems a lot, yeah.
I know there
has
one.
to be something.
I know they have one every year for when the Oscars come, but that's like they're not going to be on the road.
I think the Spurs have a rodeo one.
They have the rodeo
road trip.
Yeah.
Anyway,
to break we go. Gwynn versus the fans coming up next. 833-288-0973. Good chance to get yourself qualified.
I don't know. He says this and then he ends up mowing people down.
That's happened once, I believe. More Gwynn Chris on the other side.
I actually got in trouble once when I worked at the bank for looking up a celebrity, and it was totally wrong on my part. Totally wrong.
Looking up their account number?
Just I searched their name in the account system, And
Skraby, what is wrong with you?
I was like 19.
You'd be better off.
You would
be better. You'd be better off admitting that you wore your underwear inside out. Frankly,
This guy is just searching up people's accounts.
It only happened that one time because I got caught.
How did you get caught?
The account was flagged, and anybody taking a look at it gets logged. And so I got called into the boss's office like 3 days
What
later.
did that come? I'm sorry, I gotta ask, but nobody's supposed to be doing this preview. What did that conversation? How did it go?
Well,
why were you looking up Paris Hilton? Is that who it was?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Oh my goodness.
I can neither confirm. That's really funny, Chris, that you just yelled out that name out of all names.
No.
But I walked in, I got called into the office, and I sat down,
gosh.
and all my boss, I loved her. She was great. Her name was Sharon. Amazing boss. She just slid the piece of paper in front of me.
You knew.
Said, "Did you visit this account?" And I looked. Yeah. She was like, "We're gonna have to write you up for this, and if you do it again, we're gonna have to fire you." And I said, "I'll never do it again." And I got out of there as soon as possible. I took everything, but it was not good. Not good.
Just curiosity, huh? He's like, I wonder how much they have in their account.
Yeah. I mean, before I got caught, I did look up athletes. And,
oh my God! I'm so glad you're sitting in this seat now.
Yes, I'm so happy you're not doing any job that can be dangerous to people's futures.
This was in the first year that I was there. I learned my lesson thoroughly.
Chris, as I said, as soon as they walked in, there was like,
yeah,
that's our guy right there.
That's our window.
We're gonna take him down.
Yep.
Just lucky I didn't get caught for like. I can't even say. I'll tell you guys off break whose account I saw and how much money they had sitting in their checking account.
And this was how long ago, too, by the way?
2009, 10. Way before I became a good person.
Didn't Bank America end up getting in trouble? Or was that it was one of those banks got in trouble?
All of them get in trouble for selling information. But
I heard folks like you.
I wasn't selling any information. I was just wanting to see what was going on.
Curious.
I didn't check their account activity, which I could have. Been like, oh, they bought this here. I'm going to go up there. You know, I'm not that creepy.
Well, that's stock.
Oh, yeah, you're not that bad.
I'm not that creepy.
This is amazing, by the way. We're supposed to be doing.
How are we supposed to do baseball picks under these
I don't think we can
circumstances?
anymore. I think we gotta push it. You guys never did it? Well, I mean,
no, Skraby, we didn't. We didn't
Really?
Okay.
Like you work at a bank, you're looking at people's account information?
That's
unbelievable.
It only happened for a little bit, and then I got in trouble.
for a little bit.
I can't stop laughing at this because it is quite hilarious, Skraby.
But you were saying that I may have gotten robbed or whatever. I actually did get robbed when I worked in San Francisco, and they're called quick change artists.
How long did you work in the banking industry?
8 years. I was a teller supervisor when I finished. I was also the merchant teller, which took in around $150,000 in cash a day. Guess what? Always balanced at the end of the day.
Yeah, I bet.
But there was a guy who walked in. He had about $5,000 in hundreds, and he handed it to me. He said, "Can I get 50s for these?" And I said, you know, it's pretty annoying that he wants
$5,000 in
hundreds, and he wanted $5,000 in 50s. He just wanted 50s instead of hundreds. So I had to go get it from the vault. I come back. I'm starting to count it out, and then he's like starting to ask me questions as I'm counting it out.
He's trying to
what did
I tell you, Chris? This is what I'm talking about.
That window right there.
Hey, this guy was so good that no one saw it coming. But so when I started getting mad at him because I counted out the 50s, he goes, "What are you doing?" I asked for 20s. And I'm like, what? You did not ask for 20s. You asked for 50s, bro. Yeah. I had to go to the vault to get those 50s. And as I was getting all mad and talking to my boss, he took the cash off the counter and put it into this folder that he had on the thing that
the original 5,000 in hundreds.
Yeah, well, he kept going like that, and then I was so mad, I just grabbed it and I threw it in my drawer. And then he was like, "You know what? I'm out of here." And he walked out. And then at the end of the day, $3,000.
He got an extra 3 on you.
$3,000. Yeah, he got $3,000.
The thing about criminals like that, they can sniff out a mark really easy.
I'm not a mark.
You are 1,000%.
I was actually the bank's
dog. They got you for 3 extra.
And that's the only time in my 8 years that I ever had anything happen like that.
I'm sure there are people who've been there 8 years that never had zero taken.
Skraby, I got a 20 here. Can I get 5 fives, please?
I hate you guys.
Let's get to
that was one of the worst moments of my life, but you know what? It taught me a lot. Never trust anyone ever again.
You know what? You definitely have learned because you don't trust very many people.
I don't trust anyone
anymore.
I actually got in trouble once when I worked at the bank for looking up a celebrity, and it was totally wrong on my part. Totally wrong.
Looking up their account number?
Just I searched their name in the account system. And
Skraby, what is wrong with you?
I was like 19.
You'd be better off.
You would be better.
You'd be better off admitting that you wore your underwear inside out. Frankly,
This guy is just searching up people's accounts.
It only happened that one time because I got caught.
How did you get caught?
The account was flagged, and anybody taking a look at it gets logged. And so I got called into the boss's office like 3 days later.
What did that come? I'm sorry, I gotta ask, but nobody's supposed to be doing this preview. Where did that conversation
go? 4 o'clock, third hour. Yeah, third hour of the show. Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Skraby, Chris Ello, Idol. Gwynn versus the fans coming your way. Get in line. 833-288-0973. I did have a good little run last time this happened, at least the last day.
Yeah.
We'll see if I can put it together once again. I don't know if you saw this, Skraby. Some of the schedule has come out for college football. I know we just finished it not that long ago. But the championship Hoosiers will draw OSU and University of Michigan in back-to-back weeks.
I mean, they are in the Big Ten, and you are the champs now. Get ready.
Everybody's coming at your head top.
That's a tough couple weeks right there. And you think Ohio State's going to want some revenge for eliminating them in the playoffs, and Michigan's going to have a whole different situation.
Broncos fire their offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi.
Oh, because it's his fault.
Yeah, never mind. They got you all the way to the AFC Championship game, and no one thought that you guys were going to get there.
And never mind that he didn't make the decision to go for it on 4th and 1.
No, he did.
That would be
no,
Sean
he
Payton.
didn't.
That would be Sean Payton. I hate when people don't take responsibility. I mean, he did take responsibility. He said it was a mistake. He said he regretted it, but he didn't.
Did he though, or did he said you regret all of them?
That is true. You regret all of them.
You always look back. What?
That's so funny to me. It's so funny.
Anyway, shall we play?
We actually need to wait a second to get more people to call. 833-288-0973.
You want to read the prize? The prize might get him there, man.
The prize is Sammy Hagar. And I'm trying.
Is that all you got?
That is not
the plan
all I got.
Or the prize is Sammy Hagar.
I am, sometimes the computer's not working with me. And it's one of those moments.
The computer doing what it does to you all the time.
The computer is my offensive coordinator, my scapegoat. Okay.
Okay.
You will be qualified for the chance at a grand prize: 2 tickets to Sammy Hagar at Dolby Live at Park MGM, a 2-night stay at Park MGM Las Vegas, and a $100 gas card. Sammy Hagar returns to Las Vegas with his Best of All Worlds Las Vegas residency. You can see him March 11th through the 21st and September 18th through the 26th at Dolby Live at Park MGM. That was not Sammy Hagar that just played. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Here we go. This Bill Belichick thing is
it's taking on a life of its own.
It really is. People are not happy that he was passed over for first ballot Hall of Famer. And they have a point. They have a point. All right, the rules. You have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Chris gets it right, you are eliminated. I said Chris. It's Tony. If Tony gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question or you win. And we have a If you're a first-time player, let us know before you get into it, and you'll get that question for free today. Just realized I didn't play Gwynn versus the Fans Open, but
man, you you off your game a little
That's
bit.
actually why I was stalling with the prize. I was getting Gwynn versus the Fans, and I completely forgot about it.
You got sidetracked.
Yeah. Yeah. What my ADD is crazy today. All right, let's go to our first contestant. First person to call in was Kyle. Hello, Kyle.
Hey, what's up, boys?
Not too much.
Doing well, Kyle. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Just got off work.
All right. Are you ready to play? You ready to win a prize?
You know it, man.
All right, here we go. What team did Mason Miller come from in last year's trade to the Padres?
Formerly known as the Oakland Athletics, but they were Sacramento Athletics last year.
Thank you for both. I never want them to forget that they were Oakland.
They were actually just the Athletics last year until we got to this year. Now they are accepting the Sacramento part.
All right, my bad.
No, it's not you. This is more of a Fisher thing.
That was directed at their owner,
Yes.
Mr. Fisher.
All right, here we go. Question number 2. What NBA player won NBA Finals MVP last year?
Oh crap.
You're right there, I think.
You're right on the
SBA?
cusp.
There you go. Nice job.
Shea Gildress Alexander, right?
Make sure that Caruso didn't sneak in there.
Because he did have a hell of a final. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Good point. All right.
Yeah,
we got a player on the line.
Skraby didn't know that. He just found that
It's
out.
like who?
about
Caruso?
yeah.
I think he isn't that who plays Horatio Kane in CSI Miami.
Wow.
David Caruso. I'm the only one who laughed about that. All right, here we go. Question number 3. Who is the only MLB player to appear on back-to-back MLB show covers?
Ooh, that's
Aaron Judge.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect. But stay there.
That is a good question. Back-to-back covers.
Yeah. Oh wow, someone got it on the chat. It's amazing.
And it was back-to-back years.
Back-to-back
of
years. I don't know how this happened or why it happened, but it happened. Someone's telling me to give you the buzzer, but I'm not.
No, because you don't give Chris the buzzer
I do
ever.
too.
No,
Oh,
you
are
do
kidding
not.
me?
Give me Justin Verlander.
Justin Verlander. Wow, you won, Kyle. Nice job. You first
Joe
one to call
Mauer.
in. He said it. He got it right. Joe Mauer.
Wow, he
That's
did
right.
get
I
on
knew
there.
it was one of the two.
Yes. Okay. Stay right there.
What years was
Kyle.
Joe Mauer back-to-back?
Let me go get it in a second. He was back to back because we were looking through.
How
we're
did
gonna
that happen?
we're gonna talk about the covers here in a little bit,
Okay.
but he was 10 and 11, I believe.
Wow. I do not remember Joe Mauer on the cover.
I'm looking, and it was. Now
You know what? I know why I don't remember him on the cover. I didn't play any baseball video games when I was actually playing.
he was 10 and 11, Joe Mauer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but we're gonna go through some of the older covers because they're really funny.
All right. Who was that? That won that?
Kyle.
Kyle, nice
Yes.
work, man. Hang on the line. Mr. Skraby will get your information. Yeah, I didn't. I couldn't even picture his face being a cover. I kept seeing Ohtani. I saw Fernando. I saw Jazz, and all this comes after I retired. Then I can play some baseball video games.
Brandon says he won the MVP and then went on the cover back-to-back years. He won MVP the last season at the Metrodome. So maybe, I don't know. Was there no one else that they
Joe
could have?
Mauer was
I heard he was just an okay guy, from you guys.
just an okay guy. No, you didn't hear that from me.
Yeah, because when I said Joe Mauer retired.
It wasn't breaking news. Good.
I still think it was breaking news.
Nah.
This was like 5 years ago, and we're still arguing.
It wasn't breaking news. At that point, first of all, it was in Minnesota. It wasn't like a Padre was retiring. It wasn't like it was like the best player in the world at the time.
Yeah, the man has a statue.
He
Tony.
does in Minnesota.
Yes, he does in Minnesota.
We're not there.
I'm never gonna live it down, will I?
No, you're not.
Because even Adam,
in the context, it wasn't there was like major like issues happening in NFL.
It was Kareem Hunt on video.
Was it Kareem Hunt?
Yeah.
And you were, and so that's like breaking news at that point. I don't know that Joe Mauer retiring really fit into that pocket.
I thought it did at the time. Gonzo says, this is pretty funny. Gonzo says, now that's a flex. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, I didn't play video games when I was playing professional baseball.
It wasn't bad.
No,
like that.
You didn't mean it for that, but for all of us, that would be the greatest flex.
I didn't play it, not because I didn't want to play it, it's because I just had a thing about like the timing, playing the game, and then timing on the field. I just didn't want to mess with like any. It probably was in my own head. I just didn't want to mess with it.
I get it. I talked to Tyler Wade last year, and I asked him if he played MLB The Show, and he says that he does from time to time, but he does if he's never seen a pitcher. He'll go and try to hit against them just to see the delivery.
By the way, I don't know that 2010, 2011 versions you could use that kind of idea.
No.
I'm going to go scout a pitcher and
because that pitcher probably doesn't look or pitch anything like that here. But now they have everybody's motion.
It's different now, for sure.
Do we need to buy a new one every single year? Because I've bought the last two, and it's like nothing really is improved except for the roster.
Doesn't matter. You buy a new one. At least I do.
Aaron Judge is on it. I could do that. I don't know if I could ever buy it.
So it's just Judge and Joe Mauer as the only two-time.
Well, no, Joe Mauer is the only back-to-back. Yes.
But has anybody else been on there twice besides those two though? I don't think so.
I'm not seeing it. We have a Ryan Howard cover. We have a David Wright cover. We'll do this later.
Don't give them all away, man. All right, let's get to break. What did we decide we were going to do right here? Is this the golf one we're going to do?
No, we could do Halliburton.
Oh, yes. Tyrese Halliburton, who we haven't seen all year, won't see all year. Remember, he tore his Achilles in Game 7, I believe it was, of the finals.
It's worst possible time.
Like the absolute worst. So we won't see him all year. But he's got a great story about his Olympic experience. And I remind you that the big story about the Olympics wasn't that they won. It was that, by gosh, I can't believe Jason Tatum didn't play. And it was like a big deal. Tyrese Halliburton has a great story on it. We'll play it for you when we return and talk about it after. More Gwynn and Chris, here's some traffic. Tony Gwynn Jr. here. Experience. On the clock. Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Skraby, Chris Idol. Sometimes the chat certainly gets under Skraby's skin. Sometimes.
Certain days, yes.
Certain days they razz you sometimes.
Yeah, it's easy to get under my skin.
But
I think
sometimes
people know.
they just have downright good stories.
Good stories, good opinions on things. This one comes from Cole, longtime listener, and this is something that I love. And so please tell me these stories because it makes me feel so good about myself. Just watch a bleep in a Tesla driving down the shoulder on the 76 get pulled over by the cop that was behind me. Thanks, buddy. Yes! Poetic justice! I love it.
Man, first of all, shame on Tesla's driver making Tesla drivers look like a-holes.
Well, that's just comes with the purchasing. It's for some reason it just happens.
You automatically look like one. Anytime you just could be changing lanes, you look like one.
Yeah. I don't want to talk bad about Tesla drivers because I think we have. Never mind. But this reminds me of the story when I was coming home from my family reunion.
Just to go back to the
Cole
sweet poetic justice. It happens to me all the time. And there's never a cop anywhere near.
Oh, of course. They
get away scot-free every time. So I feel that one.
It's when I came home from my family reunion over summer, there was a person driving like an idiot, pulling way up on me, cutting me off, and then there was a cop right behind me. And as soon as that car was being reckless, boop, and I thought he was pulling me over, but nope. Went right past me.
Your heart almost came out of your chest.
And I told you guys this. When we passed him on the freeway, all of us clapped.
Yeah,
because
you probably should have hunked so he could have known it was for you.
I didn't want to bring attention to myself.
You want the cop to stop his ticket and come get you?
But that gave me the energy to get home that day.
That's hilarious, by the way.
When some cop just pulls on the lights because they saw something. Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Beautiful thing.
So is this Tyrese Halliburton story.
Oh, yes. Let's get to this Tyrese Halliburton story. I just take you back to this time. This is the Olympics, Summer Olympics. I remind you that the story was that Jason Tatum was not playing in some of the clutch spots, especially as they got deeper in the round. Tyrese Halliburton was also one of those guys. Here's his story on how his All-Star experience went.
Story. I've never told anybody.
Oh, gosh.
Here's his story on how
I know why.
his All-Star experience went.
This story before. We're at the Olympics. We're in the back doing film before the Olympics start. And before it starts, it's like, all right, we're going to have the team meeting where we acknowledge that all 12 guys cannot play. Steve starts talking about how everybody can't play. And Bron is talking about how, in the 04 Olympics, I didn't really play that much. And you got to put your pride aside that, it's bigger than you. And Katie's over there, like, at the end of the day, with 12 All-Stars, everybody's good. We're just trying to win, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm listening. I'm like, yeah, And as we start film, I'm like, but who are they talking about? Like, who are these? And I'm looking around. I'm like, oh, he ain't talking about him. He ain't talking about him. I'm like, oh, they talking about me. I'll sit there. I'm like, oh no, this is what it is. I was like, oh, I was sitting there. I'm watching film. I can't even pay attention to film. I'm like, damn, like, it's over. It's over, man. Oh, I get no PT out here. It's over.
Yeah, remember after the end of that, Tyrese Halliburton posted the gold medal. I think he
I have it right. It says, when you ain't do none on the group project and still get an A.
and you know, it not only was a good story, it's a reminder that these conversations are had. It's not like Steve Kerr out of the blue was just like, Tatum, you can't play today. Like this was kind of, I think Tatum played in the earlier rounds, and I think as you start to cut the rotation down when it's winning time, there's only so many minutes to go around.
Yeah, and when you're in a room with a lot of future Hall of Famers,
someone's not playing.
You're the new guy.
A very well Hall of Famer could not be playing.
And it seems like a little bit that he understands that.
Tyrese definitely did. And you know what? To be fair, I think Jason Tatum did too. It was us that was making the big deal. It was the media that was the one. I don't know if I heard Jason Tatum ever speak on it in a way that was like that he didn't understand why he wasn't playing.
There is one thing about sports and fans that like we do interject ourselves into.
I don't even know that this was
the time.
I don't even know that this was the fans. I think this was more the media. You know.
They wanted to get that hot take out.
I mean, it was just we were the ones really pressing it big time when it was all said and done. But Tyrese Halliburton still not playing. I saw somewhere he finished his last NBA final at 181 pounds. I think he said he's at 210 now. And this remember he ain't been able to like.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this all food weight?
No, I think it's muscle. He did say that he was drowning his early sorrows in cookies and cream ice cream. So
when you're world-class athlete, you can work that off pretty easily.
He said he feels like once he starts running, some of that'll kind of fall by the wayside. There's a good chance for you these covers you were talking about.
Okay, so the MLB The Show announced their cover.
For you gamers out there that remember these covers, as Skraby started going through some of them, I don't remember a lot of them.
Yeah. MLB The Show 06.
Is that the first year of MLB The Show?
I clicked on a link that took me to all the covers, so I'm assuming it is. MLB The Show 06. This makes sense. Big Poppy. I mean, that was Big Poppy time. And then
the graphics were
awful.
Buns. As my kid, as my kids say. I mean, compared to now, absolute buns.
The baseball is actually a square and not a circle.
right.
MLB 07, The Show, David Wright of the Mets, third baseman. So
I remember that. I remember that cover.
08, Ryan Howard, he was pretty darn good. So I think that makes sense. 09, Dustin Pedroia, that makes sense to me. And then we got 10 and 11, Joe
2006 was the first year of the franchise.
Joe Mauer, 10 and 11. And then at 12, I don't actually know who this is. I think it might be the video game version of Adrian Gonzalez when he was on the Red Sox. 12's right here.
It is Adrian.
Okay, so it's like a video game version of Adrian Gonzalez. He's on that cover. Then Andrew McCutchen, 13. Why am I forgetting this guy's? Oh, Miguel Cabrera. First name I forgot. Miguel Cabrera, 14.
You didn't want to just say Cabrera?
No, because there's lots of Cabreras. This is the one I don't get. MLB The Show 15 has Yasiel Puig on the cover. I know he had his moment.
The Wild Horse was definitely a big conversation piece.
He was.
That's kind of when they turned to start to kind of get like the stars, like the dudes who were like
up and comers,
making noise. Yeah.
So he was there. Josh Donaldson was 16.
Josh had a big year though.
The year before, yeah. Ken Griffey,
MVP, I believe, 15.
Well, that makes sense why he's on the cover. Ken Griffey Jr. was the cover of The Show 17.
Was that his last year? Was that or the year before his last season?
Ken Griffey Jr. was playing in 2017.
Maybe not. You're making me feel. Oh no, he wasn't playing 2007. I'm sure.
No, I think this was like a Hall of Fame edition.
Yeah, maybe a Hall of Fame edition.
Then Aaron Judge 18, Bryce Harper 19, Carlos Zambrano 2020.
Carlos Zambrano.
Isn't that Carlos Zambrano? Cubs pitcher?
No way, that's Carlos Zambrano. I don't think that's.
Oh, was that Javi
him.
Baez?
That's Baez.
Never mind. Okay, I've been thinking of it because they make it look like he's a pitcher.
No, that's just
that looks like a pitcher.
It's just him throwing, man.
Listen,
you said Griffey 2016, and I was like, was that his last year? So I mean, it's all
okay. Fair enough. Fernando 21, Shohei 22.
I think the Fernando one might have been the first one that I got back into. It was Shohei the year after.
He was the year after,
yeah.
And then 23 we had Jazz. 24. We had Vlad Jr. and then 25.
24 at 25. Was it 24 or 25? They started having like multiple.
25 had the three guys:
okay.
Skeens, Ellie De La Cruz, and Gunnar Henderson. But as an athlete, this is a pretty big honor to get the cover, right?
For sure.
I was going to say,
it doesn't have
the same.
It doesn't have the same stigma as the Madden cover. Remember, there was like a streak of Madden guys getting cover, and they kept getting hurt. It was like a Madden curse.
Yeah.
I
mean, Saquon Barkley had a pretty rough year. The Madden curse is extended into not just injury,
right.
but just poor performance.
Not just getting hurt, but yeah.
So,
performance not
Saquon did have a pretty terrible year. I would know because I drafted him.
You're still hanging on to that, huh?
I'm still hanging on to that.
All right. Let's get to break. Skraby's got a big five lined up for us here on Gwynn and Chris. on the clock. Tony Gwynn Jr. Get my camera right.
I've been remote controlling your camera from over here, but it takes forever for it to turn around.
Matt Skraby, as you hear there, Chris Ello, idle. Big Five coming our way. Skraby, you had a late entry, huh?
Yeah, I had to put some Bill Belichick in there because the what is it? What's the backlash?
There's a lot of people calling the Hall of Fame a bunch of idiots right now.
Yeah. I don't know what they thought was going to happen when they decided to keep Bill Belichick out.
You know what? I don't think they care. I think they had to know this was going to be the reaction. And if it's just, I mean, I hate to keep saying the whole Bill Polian thing because we don't actually know if that's true, but there seems to be the spin everybody's running with this. Like, why else wouldn't he be in? You know?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, this is a bad situation for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I don't know that it changes anything. They kind of do what they want.
I'm gonna ask you a question in the Big Five about it. So,
fair enough. All right. Well, let's not hesitate. No
traffic will be in the middle.
At some point in the middle, we'll get some traffic there.
Yes.
Big Five.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, a little bonus Big Five before we actually get into the Big Five, Tony. But this week, Farmers Insurance Open in town. It's going to be starting on Thursday. So you can go out and see all of the biggest stars on the PGA Tour. Brooks Koepka is back.
Koepka.
I will tell you this. There's one thing that bothers me about the whole Brooks Koepka thing is they are promoting him like he never left, which
why wouldn't you?
I know they need to promote him because that's the whole thing. He came back from LIV and he's a major winner, 5-time major winner.
Who else are you promoting?
But it's like, I kind of understand why those players are a little bit irked by it because it's like this dude left and now all of a sudden you're asking him what tournaments he's going to play in and now he's playing in the Players and things like that. So
you gotta keep it a buck. I think ultimately, if Brooks Koepka wasn't such a draw, they wouldn't be promoting him.
True. I mean, he is a draw. He totally is a draw. I understand why they're promoting him, but I can also understand why someone would be angry.
I get that too, but gotta get over it.
What? I know you're not going out there due to other stuff happening, but is this a field that would interest you in going out there? No, obviously no Tiger.
Other stuff, meaning like fan fests and things of that.
Yes, that's right. That's what I meant.
Yeah, it's got enough dudes that I would want to go see for sure.
Xander Schauffele, he is the top odds person to win, and JJ Spawn, I believe, is the 6th. But have you ever been out to a Farmers Insurance Open?
Yes.
Oh, well, you did play with Scotty Scheffler that one time.
I have. I've been there.
All right.
Got Scotty Golf to a great, where he's at now.
The reason that Scotty Scheffler is who he is
we've discussed this
many times.
Number 5.
All right. I came across a foul territory clip earlier today, and it was about Luis Arraez and his market. I know how people feel about this gentleman I'm about to name, but Ken Rosenthal said, quote, "I just don't see a huge market for him right now," end quote. And Luis might have to sign a prove-it deal this year. Some comments on the post argued that his 3 batting titles should be all the proof that you need that he can play. Tony, do you think last year's slump, quote unquote, hurt his free agent market?
Yeah, okay. I do. Unfortunately, in today's game, when you are the type of hitter that Luis is, it seems like that has to be like the baseline every year.
Batting title.
Not even just a batting title, but when you look at his OPS, it has dropped, from when it was at its best. I think they hold that, pretty high in today's game.
I know.
Whether you agree or disagree with it.
I just feel I feel terrible for the guy. because he's a good hitter. He doesn't hit for power. He's not cool in that way. So he's just not going to make money. And all the things that I'm reading about the Padres bringing him back is that they're not going to bring him back. So
yeah.
I don't understand why one team out there isn't like, hey, we'll take you.
Somebody's going to take him.
But they're waiting for the price to be as low as possible.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the nature of the business.
It is the nature of the business, but
I think eventually he'll get something. I'm watching this old. They got some of the WBC old games up.
Someone just booted a ball.
It was Derek. It wasn't. He
Jeter.
Didn't boot it. He dove for it.
Oh.
But I think there's one of the years they got upset. Puerto Rico came out of.
We should never lose, and then we lost last year.
Yeah. Or maybe not. Maybe this is year.
This is so old that it's at the old
Joe Robbie Stadium.
Robbie. All right. Do I think the last year's slump? Yes, I do, but I find it unfortunate.
Number 4.
All right. I'm going to be doing a deep dive on JP Sears and his outlook tonight during the Skraby show around 6:20 p.m., but he is a candidate for a 5th starter in this rotation we talked about a little bit earlier. Now, we know he's a fly ball pitcher, and Petco Park is a pretty pitcher-friendly park. I'm going to go through the stats later, but I'm up first. Do you think JP Sears starts the 5th game of the season for the Padres? I would think he has. If I have to say yes or no, I would say yes, just because I don't really think. I don't really know of anyone else except for maybe Matt Waldron, but it doesn't really seem like he's going to be up there. So I would say that he does start the 5th game of the season for the Padres, and I think he has a much better year this year because he's not playing in a AAA park that gives up home runs left and right. What do you think, Tony? Do you think he's going to starts the 5th game of the season?
If you're making me choose right now, then yes, because I think it's him and Waldron. I think he's got a better shot with than Waldron. I also think that despite Petco Park supposedly being a pitcher's park, he didn't have a lot of success in it last year. So, but I do think he has a chance to come in and maybe a full season under the pitching whisperer.
Yeah, the pitching whisperer.
I think he might be able to turn it around. It certainly would be a big bonus if JP Sears could be a really effective 5.
Yeah, it could be huge. He only has one more option too, I believe. So he's not going to be like, how did the options work when you get sent back to the minor leagues?
An option lasts for a year.
Okay.
So you can go up and down as many times as you want in that 2026 season.
Gotcha.
And that's an option.
But you only have like what? How many options? You get 3 options. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. So he only has one more option, which would make it okay for this year then, because he can go up and down.
Yep.
All right.
Number 3.
You know how when you run out of options, they can't just send you down. You got to clear waivers.
Yep.
And so you can lose a guy that way. And so that's why having a guy who has options, who has, can be sent down.
It's also currency a little bit.
Yeah.
Trade. All right. Los Angeles Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford is delaying a decision on his NFL future. Speaking on the podcast Let's Go yesterday, Stafford said he had fun this season and will take time to reflect on the, quote, physical, mental, and emotional decision, which is also a personal and family decision. He said he's not ready to decide yet, but he did have a really fun time this year. He loved the team. He loved the guys. Tony, do you think Matthew Stafford retires?
No. Can you tell me outside of Barry Sanders,
Patrick Willis,
or someone like Patrick Willis is another one?
I'm not kidding, Tony. The day I saw this news, I cried. I loved Patrick Willis.
And he was like really good.
He was at the height of his game. And he's in the Hall of Fame, and he only played like 8 years.
Right. Why would you? But, my point is there's very few that can just walk away when they still have a ton left.
Yeah.
Tom tried, came back. Michael tried, came back.
Yeah.
Very few just when they're still can play, and there's no doubt, just walk away. LeBron, he can still hasn't walked away.
That's true.
He still can play. It's not until they realize that they can't play at the level that they deem successful enough.
Yeah.
So No, I don't. He just going to be the MVP this year. Can you think of an MVP that just walked away after that? I'm done.
No, I mean the only way I see him walking away after this year and winning an MVP is if they won a Super Bowl, maybe.
Yes, right. And other than that, there would need to be some type of rift that he's just like, I'm cool.
Yeah,
like,
and he's fine. Yeah,
Barry
everything's
Sanders
good.
walked away.
Because the Lions stink.
They was like, we're going to get any better.
Yeah.
He was really good, but it was some extenuating circumstance that forced it to happen.
Yeah.
I don't think Stafford's into that.
Looking at him and the throws that he made the other on Sunday night, he still has it. He was the best quarterback out of the 4 games, I think. Easily the best quarterback. I mean, Sam Darnold played great.
Quarterback the whole entire postseason.
Yeah.
His throw in Carolina that got him to the next round.
Yep.
I mean, he played phenomenal.
When he
all
needed
year.
to put a ball on a dot, he could.
He did.
And Sean McVay does not want him. But Sean McVay, have you seen some of his press game clips or post game clips? I mean, he was on one. He was on one.
So?
They asked him about Matthew Stafford retiring. He's like, what kind of question is that? He was like, what kind of question is that? Like,
wasn't ready to hear that.
angry, so angry. Calling the Seahawks lucky on 4th and 4. He was going through it on Sunday night. I loved it. Loved every part of it. All right, here's some traffic, and then we'll get to the final 2 of the Big 5.
Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Covered California. Crash in South Bay, southbound 805 right before H Street. Got the slow lane blocked and a stalled vehicle on the Encinitas Boulevard off-ramp, southbound 5. Open enrollment is here. Covered California can help you make sense of benefits, deductibles, networks, and the general confusion of it all. Enroll by January 31st. Covered California, for the love of Californians. Visit coveredca.com. And Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3, The Fan.
You know, the irony in man, I forgot my point.
Stafford.
Oh, Stafford. Yeah. The irony of McVay saying that Seattle got lucky on that 4th down because there was a wide open man kind of knocks on Stafford, who missed the wide open man.
It almost could be, hey, Sean McVay, your hot read was the wrong hot read.
Right.
You called the wrong play, bro. So Sean McVay going through it was fun.
Number 2.
All right, sticking with the quarterback theme, now that we have seen the full season play out, the Minnesota Vikings were pretty bad this year with J.J. McCarthy at quarterback. Sam Darnold, on the other hand, is heading to the Super Bowl. We have talked about this before. You and Chris said, no, there is no regret for the Vikings. But now that we are where we are, I'm up first. How big a mistake was this for the Vikings? I don't see J.J. McCarthy being the quarterback of the future. I don't see the Vikings having a quarterback on the roster that is going to be the quarterback of the future. I understand why the Vikings didn't go with Sam Darnold, but you should have seen the writing on the wall with J.J. McCarthy.
I agree.
So how big a mistake is this? I don't know. It's a massive mistake because I don't know they were going to the Super Bowl anyway, but I do think that they're going to struggle at quarterback for years now because they let go of a perfectly serviceable quarterback.
You took a gamble.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it's not as though they weren't in the right to look at it this way. You know, Sam Darnold, for as much success he has had this year, his first little bit of success, like for real, was with Minnesota.
Yep.
But there had been a lot of other things that happened previous, whether it be his fault or not, that didn't make his resume look that great.
I think being drafted by the Jets was the worst thing to happen. And so you can
understand, you're 100% right at that time. So you can understand why they thought of it that way. But the thing about a gamble is it is a gamble.
Mm-hmm. It's going to hurt when it doesn't pay off for you.
And at least this year, it looks like it was a bad one. Trevor
makes a good point. Darnold looked god-awful that playoff game last season against the Rams. He threw a bunch of interceptions. And
Did J.J. McCarthy look better than Sam Darnold?
I think in that case, if we're comparing...
At any point this year?
No.
So, I mean, you could say that was, kind of a one-off in terms of this new Darnold.
I can see that.
When the chips were down this year, especially in his last game, he looked good.
He did. He was making his throws.
I get that the Rams defense wasn't all, great, but Seattle took care of business relatively easy in all of their game.
Now, if you
and remember, the thing to knock on him was that he would make a mistake that would cost you the
Oh
game.
yeah, you're waiting for it.
Yeah, and it hasn't happened.
It has not happened, which I was definitely waiting for it in the playoff game against the 49ers. But I feel, Sam Darnold should be a feel-good story because the class of 2018, I think it was, Baker Mayfield, it seems like a lot of those guys got thrown under the bus by their original teams, and now they have found, is the right word, renaissance?
Or it's just they had proper time.
Proper
They
time, proper
developed,
coaching.
They got the right coaching, and they all took off. I mean, you can make this, and I hate to say this, Skraby, but you can make the same argument for a guy like Alex Smith.
Oh, yeah.
He got drafted by the Niners at a time where they didn't have
anything in place for him.
Right. And he suffered for that.
Oh.
Until he got to a place, or at least until he got a coach. I think it was his last year in San Francisco that he actually started to look good.
Jim Harbaugh was in town. I think Norv Turner was the offensive coordinator that year. But I fully agree with you. The 49ers ruined his career because he ended up in his rookie year playing behind a line that should not have been a professional football team line. And he got hurt and he went down on his shoulder. And Mike Nolan, the coach, threw him back out there and just did him dirty. Just did him dirty.
Football is the sport where it certainly matters where you get drafted.
Totally. I mean, yeah.
Number 1.
All right, you brought this to my attention earlier, but Coco Gauff was at the Australian Open, and she lost, and she went into the hallway, or she came off of the court. She was very angry. She went into the hallway. She was trying to get away from some cameras. In an area of the hallway where she thought she was away from some cameras, the cameras caught her going to town with her racket on the floor.
That racket
just
did not survive.
Boom,
It did
boom.
not survive.
It did not survive. Now, people are upset about this, even though I'm going to let her speak. Here is what she said after the incident.
Is there part of you that just thinks it's healthy to just smash that racket and just get that loss over and done with? Does it help you move on?
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, I know myself and I don't want to lash out on my team. They're good people. They don't deserve that. And I know I'm emotional. So yeah, I just took the minute to go and do that. And yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing. Like I said, I don't try to do it on court in front of kids and things like that. But I do know I need to let out that emotion. Otherwise, I'm just going to be snappy with the people around me. And I don't want to do that because like I said, they don't deserve it. They did their best. I did mine. Just need to let the frustration out.
All right, so that's Coco Gauff after it and her explanation. Tony, do you have an issue with Coco Gauff beating her racket up?
No. She tried to do the right thing. She tried to get out from the public eye and blow off some steam. It certainly happens to a lot of us. I mean, how many times you seen a dude with his bat try to dip off into the,
then we see him,
see him going to work.
Kyle Freeland breaking lights in the dugout.
Now that's in public. Like you do it in the dugout,
That's true.
You kind of have said, I don't care.
You can go down and go into like the tunnel.
Beat up everything down there. Yeah, no, I didn't have a problem. She actually spoke about her intentionally trying to get somewhere where it wasn't be sent. She had an outburst in public on the court, and she said that it was something she didn't want to happen again. So the fact that she got away and it still got brought up to her, I think she said it deserves a conversation with the tournament folks. Like, should there be a camera in that particular spot? It wasn't on the court. It wasn't.
And should the TV have access to every single camera? Right. Like, why do we need to show the locker rooms in hallways?
Why is that important? Like, why is that piece important that you see her destroying the racket?
It's just fun to.
It's entertainment.
It's entertainment.
Right.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with this. I mean,
no, I don't either.
I know I said what I said about Naomi Osaka, but in this case, she is actively trying to get out of the spotlight. So if this was something where she was hitting a racket on the way out or something, making a scene, that I would have issues with that. But
you know how you
tried.
hate people who want spotlight. You can't stand that.
I know. That's why Chris and I don't get along. But anyway, Coco Gauff, she lost and is under fire for beating up her racket because TV saw it when they shouldn't have seen it. That's it for the Big Five, Tony.
You know what's funny is thinking you did that and no one saw you, and then going to the podium
And then
and
be
someone
like-
someone asked you about it.
Yeah. Hey, we saw you breaking your racket. Like, how did you see that?
Yeah. No,
I think it's fair for her to go up to them and be like, "Hey, can we have some no camera zones?"
I mean, for real. I mean, that was like in a very innocuous, I mean, in a spot where it just didn't seem like it needed to be.
It was like a corner.
Yeah.
And then there was a rant. Yeah.
Big 5 in the can.
In the books.
Happy hour up next. More Gwynn and Chris.
All right, it's time for the Beaver Nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall /
Super
entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the Beaver Nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name Beaver Nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was just saying it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say. I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth. But if you've ever had a, what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Fryer says, are they cheesy? No, they're not cheesy at all, actually. They're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it. With dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now, I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something.
Most likely. I mean,
it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this if I go home. It's just gonna be a bunch of beaver nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that. All right, it's time for the Beaver Nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the Beaver Nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name Beaver Nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was just saying it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say. I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth. But if you've ever had a, what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Fryer says, are they cheesy? No, they're not cheesy at all, actually. They're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it, with dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now, I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something.
Most likely. I mean,
it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this if I go home. It's just gonna be a bunch of beaver nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that. All right, it's time for the beaver nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the beaver nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name beaver nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was just saying it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what?
Last hour here on Gwynn and Chris, Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Skraby, Chris Ello, Ido. I haven't hit you with Matt Skraby, the executive producer. He's been producing his you-know-what off today.
Oh, thank you very much.
As there has been not very much to create a show with, but we've made it to this part.
We killed some time with MLB The Show covers, which Yasiel Puig has one. Anyway.
Nonetheless, Ello will return on Thursday, I believe. He's out tomorrow,
Thursday.
Correct?
Yep. Colorado State is where he is at.
Alden Gonzalez tomorrow.
Cool.
Michael Flicks in the 5 o'clock.
Oh, we
hour.
got a 3-guester tomorrow. We got Brent Zableski as well.
Talk football. NFL. So we got you covered on MLB, NFL, some high school basketball. So yeah, that's where we're kind of hanging out right now. If you missed it earlier, Yu Darvish still in the conversation. Who is it? Jim Bouton.
Yes.
Had some interesting things to say about this situation.
Because Yu Darvish, they think he wants to walk. It's not as easy just to walk away from the game.
Listen, Yu Darvish said he has not decided
Correct.
yet. So they can think, we can think all we want. Until he says otherwise, that's what it is.
Leak out where it doesn't originally come from a press conference from the player. When a player has $43 million left on the contract, don't really want to write it or leak out that he's going to retire. And quickly, Joel Wolf, his agent, jumped in and said, wait a minute. Now, these decisions haven't been made yet. Now, remember, as you guys know, his agent gets about $2 million of that $43 million left, right, with his percentage. So he's affected as well. There have been players, as you know, historically that have walked away from a lot of money. Gil Mesh of the Royals back in the day walked away from a huge contract, something most people don't do. Steven Strasburg got paid his full amount to walk away from, his team, the Washington Nationals. That was because of injury, which Darvish is injured right now too. So he got completely paid. Gil Mesh walked away from it. But the Players Association historically doesn't want players to walk away for the guarantee money. They don't want to set precedent for the rest of the players that it's okay to do that. So there's a little pressure there. There's a little pressure from the agent and the money he's going to make. And then there is is there a compromise in the middle where if you do walk away, maybe you pay me half of what's left and I'll walk away from the other.
I personally think that's what's happening right now. They're negotiating a settlement, an out.
Yeah, maybe so.
I don't know if that's true, but it makes sense to me.
I mean,
Darvish
that
doesn't
makes
seem
just
like
as
a
much, just
unfair guy.
It makes just as much sense for it as him continuing his rehab and giving it a test, like I don't know, like he said he was going to.
I mean, it's within his right as a player to rehab from an injury he sustained with that team, right? Like even if he's not on the roster, can he rehab? Or I guess they have to keep you on the roster.
They're going to pay for that whole thing.
Yeah,
while he gets.
That's what I'm getting at. Like
for sure.
The Padres owe him the rehab because he was injured while he played for their team.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like this is kind of getting weird. I feel like this is kind of people are starting to talk about it nationally. I when I first saw it, I was like, okay, this is cool. This is cool. Yu Darvish giving back his money. He's going to retire. You know, he's a great guy. I love him here as a Padre. But now people are like, did Kevin Acee force a retirement by putting out the article? Now that's me, playing it up a little bit. What is the role of the team? How did Kevin Acee get that information? There's just a lot of questions now about this. And it seems so simple in the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, it's always, I come back to the fact that most guys of Yu Darvish's stature announce their retirement, or they allow for there to be an announcement of their retirement coming up. I can't think of, I don't know, maybe you could refresh my memory. I can't think of very, very, very many memories or times where a guy says, a report came out that a guy was retiring, and then he came out and was like, "Nah, I haven't decided yet."
Yeah, that's strange, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because, well, maybe with Brett Favre it happened a couple times, but
Brett Favre actually retired
like 3 times
and then changed his mind. There's a difference.
Yeah, he did. I think that Yu Darvish should do whatever Yu Darvish wants to do.
I think this was going to happen.
I mean, ultimately, they owe him the money, and Joel Wolf wants his money, so he's got to get his money.
By the way, that was a I don't know, a cheap shot at Joel Wolf.
It was kind of a
Joel
cheap
Wolf he's just minding his own business.
Another story that we haven't talked about yet, but it's becoming a bigger thing, and it looks like the Washington Post is rumored to be getting rid of their sports section of the paper.
This initially started with them saying they weren't sending anybody, or at least antennas went up when they said they weren't sending anyone to spring training to cover the Nationals.
Correct. And they weren't going to send anyone to the Winter Olympics, which they have done forever.
Right.
Is cover the Winter Olympics. Now, they're thinking, the rumors are that 1,000 people are going to be laid off here, so it's much bigger than the sports section. But there are a lot of Washington Post readers in the area like, what? You're just going to stop covering our teams? That's crazy. And the whole thing is that the Amazon owner, Jeff Bezos, who owns Washington Post, I know Tony's shaking his head at me because he knows how much I dislike this stuff, but because he's losing money on the deal, he's going to cut the sports section. Like, does he? I don't know, like, what these people think is going to happen when they make these huge sweeping changes and just say, deal with it. People are going to be mad. There are people like Chris, Tony, that wake up in Washington, D.C. every day, pick up the paper and read about the Washington Nationals or the Commanders or the Capitals or the Wizards. And now they're going to be gone.
By the way, they reversed course on the
Olympics.
They're sending a small
contingent
there,
of like 14 people. But our journalism is shrinking, and it's becoming more AI based, and it's becoming a problem for me.
It's been kind of working its way here in this direction for a little bit of time.
Last year we got some splashes of this article was helped be created by AI, and then it was Sports Illustrated went full in. Every article is covered by AI. And that's why my name was Skraby in Sports Illustrated, not Matt Skraby.
That's right.
I was very happy.
You made the AI article as Skraby, but nonetheless, you made it.
Hey, I was just happy to be mentioned in the article. But I think this is wrong, and I hope that this doesn't become a trend where just parts of the paper are closed down because they don't feel like funding it anymore. And I get it. It's a business decision. If they're really truly losing a ton of money on this,
but it was supposed to be a service provided.
Exactly.
And that part is kind of
it's a public awareness tool.
It's supposed to be.
Yeah. But no, it's all about the money. It's all about the money.
Your favorite head coach, Mike McCarthy. He says he wants Rodgers back.
Because he doesn't want to look at Mason Rudolph play quarterback for him. But I don't think that they may have had some friction at the end, but I think that would be okay. I mean, they understand each other.
He has spoken to Aaron, and so that's really where we are there. But I'm able to sit back and watch the games and watch most of the Pittsburgh games on TV, and I thought he was a great asset for the team.
Well, that's a great political answer from the guy.
62-year-old coach acknowledged that Rodgers, like other veteran players, needed time to decompress and make decisions on his future, but the coach embraced the idea of reuniting with the quarterback with whom he spent 13 seasons in Green Bay and won a Super Bowl title. I think that's very important. The game is so emotional. What these men commit to and what they put into it, I think that time away is important. So Aaron Rodgers may be headed back to Pittsburgh.
I didn't know this, but McCarthy's a Pittsburgh guy.
He is from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, so Pittsburgh Steelers fans should be really happy.
Yeah,
I mean, this guy wants the Steelers to be good.
I hope so. I hope it works out for you.
I was like,
I have my doubts.
I don't know why Chris hates Mike McCarthy so much. He has like strange hatred for some people.
I don't know that he hates Mike McCarthy. I just think he doesn't think he can coach beyond the regular season, which is fair.
It's not fair.
It
the guy won a Super Bowl.
Okay, well, they said the same to Mike Tomlin won a Super Bowl.
Yes, I knew you were going to come back to
I'm just
that.
saying
As soon as I said I knew that was the retort.
I'm just saying. John Harbaugh won a Super Bowl.
They
got rid of him too.
I withdraw my comment.
They got rid of him.
I withdraw my McCarthy won a Super Bowl comment.
Kicked him out the door.
I wonder how he'll get along with DK Metcalf.
I think he's going to get along fine.
Yeah,
I think this would be light work for in terms of that. But I don't think their team is that great.
No, not
defensively. They still can be a little bit more dominant. Their offense certainly needs a jolt or two.
A big jolt.
Yeah,
a big jolt.
All right.
Did you see Arthur? By the way, Arthur Smith is the
college.
Yeah, offensive coordinator of Ohio State, which Ohio State's been doing a really good job with that.
Can I tell you, that's not an easy job to walk into. There's some high expectations there too.
Extremely high. And you're coming from the NFL. People think that you are a genius.
Oh, don't disappoint because they'll get rid of you.
But guess what?
In a half a season.
All he does is run the ball.
This is wasn't he at Pittsburgh last year?
He was at Pittsburgh last year. He was the Falcons head coach for years and they didn't do anything
all the time about his offense. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. See you at the break. More Gwynn Chris on the other side. We got traffic?
No. We're going to deal with this traffic situation. I'm sorry. Thank you for listening to 97.3 The Fan. Be back shortly. I would be back shortly if the thing will click. See, I'm clicking. I have no idea what's happening. It's not playing any commercials right now. Well, this is just great, everybody. Let me see if I could try to start another one. All right. Well, this is awesome. On the air right now with no help, and there are no commercials to be played. Actually, you know what I'm going to do, everybody? You're getting a real live thing right here. This is real live Matt Skraby. I'm going to have to restart Wide Orbit real quick. So goodbye, Wide Orbit. It's not even closing. I'm going to text Adam, and I'm going to say, Adam, I tried to go to break, and the commercials did not play. And the program won't shut down. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have to do some Control-Alt-Delete over here. Control-Alt-Delete. Okay, I got it. Task Manager. It's not coming up. There it goes. Task Manager came up, everybody. I have no idea. I'm way too generous with my stroke giving. Never mind.
Are you really?
Never mind.
Wait.
I did not mean for that to happen. I did not.
That sounds like a promo to me.
Skraby's giving out strokes. I can't wait to hear that one. I'm going to laugh for a while on that one.
Nate says, Skraby, maybe you should date her.
You might be a generous stroke giver, but I don't think she really wants to leave her boyfriend for that.
All right, that was good. That was good. In full disclosure, I'm reading this. Tony can't gather himself right now. That was a good one, Chris. That was a really good one. So I saw this at 7-Eleven, and I had to get it. It's called the One Chip Challenge. It was sitting there in the aisle, and I thought, why not? Because I am into spicy stuff. But this thing looks pretty hot. I'm not going to lie. It says a Reaper pepper and a Scorpion pepper. It's also in the shape of a coffin, which doesn't make me very happy about that. It doesn't make me feel good. Oh, extreme heat, it says. I'm going to try a little bit first, just so I don't die, I guess. That's the thing I'm saying. This looks... I don't even know if I should be eating this. It looks like it has mold or something, but let's see how hot it is. Let's go. There's a little bit of spice there. It's going. Oh, man. This is hot. Not that bad, though. I still have this side to go. It is getting hot. I'm not gonna lie. My mouth is like getting crazy. Now it's kicking in. I'm not sure if I'm gonna finish this. Honestly, it's getting serious. I gotta go with the milk. My mouth is dying right now. Yeah, this is not fun, guys. Never gonna do that again because my mouth is on fire. Thank you for listening to 97.3 The Fan. Be back shortly. I would be back shortly if the thing will click. See, I'm clicking. I'm clicking. I have no idea what's happening. It's not playing any commercials right now. Well, this is just great, everybody. Let me see if I could try to start another one. All right. Well, this is awesome. On the air right now with no help. And there are no commercials to be played. Actually, you know what I'm going to do, everybody? You're getting a real live thing right here. This is real live Matt Skraby. I'm going to have to restart Wide Orbit real quick. So, goodbye, Wide Orbit. It's not even closing. I'm going to text Adam, and I'm going to say, Adam, I tried to go to break, and the commercials did not play, and the program won't shut down. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have to do some Control-Alt-Delete over here. Control-Alt-Delete. Okay, I got it. Task Manager. It's not coming up. There it goes. Task Manager came up, everybody. I have no idea. I'm way too generous with my stroke giving. Never mind.
Are you really?
Never mind.
Wait.
I did not mean for that to happen. I did not.
That sounds like a promo to me.
Skraby's giving out strokes. I can't wait to hear that one. I'm gonna laugh for a while on that one.
Nate says, Skraby, maybe you should date her.
You might be a generous stroke giver, but I don't think she really wants to leave her boyfriend for that.
All right, that was good. That was good. In full disclosure, I'm reading this. Tony can't gather himself right now. That was a good one, Chris. That was a really good one. So I saw this at 7-Eleven, and I had to get it. It's called the One Chip Challenge. It was sitting there in the aisle, and I thought, why not? Because I am into spicy stuff. But this thing looks pretty hot. I'm not going to lie. It says a Reaper pepper and a Scorpion pepper. It's also in the shape of a coffin, which doesn't make me very happy about that. It doesn't make me feel good. Oh, extreme heat, it says. I'm going to try a little bit first, just so I don't die, I guess. That's the thing I'm saying. This looks... I don't even know if I should be eating this. It looks like it has mold or something, but let's see how hot it is. Let's go. There's a little bit of spice there. It's going. Oh, man. This is hot. Not that bad, though. I still have this side to go. It is getting hot. I'm not gonna lie. My mouth is like getting crazy. Now it's kicking in. I'm not sure if I'm gonna finish this. Honestly, it's getting serious. I gotta go with the milk. My mouth is dying right now. Yeah, this is not fun, guys. Never gonna do that again because my mouth is on fire. thank you for listening to 97.3 The Fan. Be back shortly. I would be back shortly if the thing will click. See, I'm clicking. I have no idea what's happening. It's not playing any commercials right now.
5:18 on the clock. Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Skraby, into the happy hour. Dabo. Why can't I remember his last name? Dabo Sweeney.
Yep.
He had some things to say.
He was very angry.
Rightfully so in some regards. Chris Ello has been pretty hard in the paint when it comes to Lane Kiffin.
He should probably be hard in the paint on a lot of those
especially when it came to what Lane was doing after he signed to be LSU's coach. There was talks about him taking the staff, trying to recruit players, and that really got under the skin of a lot of people, including Chris Ello. But Dabo,
yes,
is seemingly pointing out the hypocrisy of some of the Ole Miss folks, particularly their new head coach, who has, I don't know that he's said anything, but he has certainly played.
I haven't seen anything.
He certainly has played this like, I'm just trying to keep my team together.
Yeah, Golding.
Yeah. What's his first name?
Pete.
Pete Golden. Yeah.
Now, this happened on Friday, and it's actually taking college football people like, whoa, because no one really talks about the tampering. And Dabo is like, everybody needs to talk about the tampering.
Dabo came with receipts.
Yeah, here it is. Here is what he said on Friday about the situation. And it's kind of long, but we need it all.
That he had communicated to the agent that he wanted no part of this and that his relationship with Jordan was more important to him than Luke Ferrelli. But that Pete Golding just does what he does. Quote, unquote. So at 1:30, Sorrells met with Luke face-to-face in his office. And Luke communicated to Jordan and to Ben Boulware that Pete texted him on Wednesday morning, the head coach at Ole Miss, when he was in his 8 a.m. class. And he said the text message said, I know you're signed. What's the buyout? And he also, Luke said that Coach Golding also texted him a picture of a $1 million contract. Luke also mentioned to Jordan and to Ben that Coach Golding had Trinidad Chambliss call him from his phone, and that Coach Golding was there continuing to talk on his phone to push him to re-enter the transfer portal. He also said that Jackson Dart had reached out and called him. But Luke again assured Jordan that he had no intention of leaving. And
all
Jordan,
right, so he goes on for like 8 minutes.
Lots of receipts. He had the whole text chain.
Yeah. The student went right to his coach and was like, "Hey, this is happening. I don't want to deal with it. So here, you deal with it." And he is.
Wow. Clearly, there's an environment, whether you're at LSU or Ole Miss, for that matter, that you got to go get your guy.
It's not a Lane Kiffin thing.
Yeah, it's not a Lane Kiffin thing. I wish Chris was here for this.
He would make it about Lane Kiffin, but it's not a Lane Kiffin thing. It's a college football thing. But like the full court press of having Trinidad, and not to mention the misleading nature of the phone call, thinking it's from the coach and it actually is Trinidad Chambliss, who might not even play next year for Ole Miss, by the way. And then Jackson Dart, an NFL quarterback, calls you,
clearly pulling out all the stops.
Like, this is why Dabo wants people to talk about tampering, because this happens.
On another note, I don't know if you have noticed it, but I certainly have. Are you watching? We got the Nebraska-Michigan game up there.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I don't know what you're thinking, but I can't help but notice that Nebraska has all white starting five.
Oh my God, we're thinking the same thing, Tony.
And they are giving Michigan the business right now.
I looked up and I didn't want to say anything because it's an uncomfortable thing to say, but Nebraska is the first team that I've seen with a full starting 5 white guys.
BYU usually has.
Oh, true,
has
true.
that, but these boys is hooping. They're up 8 as they go to a timeout right now. But it caught my eye.
Yeah, it definitely caught my eye too. I'm glad we thought about it the same way.
It sticks out the same way it does when Christian McCaffrey is in the backfield. Like it's just you know it. You see it. You know it. You see it. Good game going. It's Nebraska. Remember, they're being given 5, I believe, in this game, right?
Let me go back to what Nebraska.
Was it 11?
Yeah, 11.
It was 11. Yeah, they're up 8 with about 9 minutes to go.
And they're undefeated. So this is a big deal for them right now.
Nebraska
big
playing
deal.
some it's so funny. We had Jerry Palm on yesterday, and the point he made was fantastic. He lives in a world now where Indiana football team won a national championship, and the Nebraska basketball team is number 5 in the nation and undefeated.
Yeah, that is a strange.
That is, if you would have woke up if somebody would have told you that in the 90s, you would have laughed them out of the building. But that is exactly what is happening right now.
I don't know if Gonzo made a good joke. He says, "How did it not catch your eye? It's blinding."
I just don't see that often in even in college for that matter.
Yeah, but they are 63-56.
20-0, 9-0 on the season to Michigan's 18-1, 8-1.
I don't know if I've ever seen a Nebraska basketball game in my life.
They used to have them. Big 12 was always on. And wait, is Nebraska? They're not a Big 10, are they?
I believe they're a Big 12 team. Let me look.
So
maybe they aren't.
This is a weird time for a non-conference matchup.
It is a weird time for a non-conference.
Now Nebraska's got to be they're in a Big 12 still. They can't be.
They can't. Yeah.
There's no way they're in the Big 10.
I'm trying to look
Either way,
quick.
they're playing a good game right now. Excuse me, about 10 minutes to go. Nebraska.
It says Big 10.
Yeah. So.
Wait, no, they are in Big 10.
They are in the Big 10.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Honestly, I wasn't really paying attention, but Big 10 announces Huskers football's 2026 conference schedule 2 hours ago.
That happened
when they took everyone else in the Big 10. That's now like the Big 20.
I
got a couple things I have to read real
quick.
First, we are broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. And second, I would like to say Happy Hour is brought to you by GL Pools, the company trusted by thousands of San Diegans to keep their pools sparkling, swim ready, and expertly maintained. Call GL Pools now and say radio for a free month of service. Glad to have GL Pools back. And right now, if you are caller number 15, 833-288-0973, you will win a pair of tickets to tomorrow night's San Diego State basketball game against Colorado State at Viejas Arena. Grab tickets at goaztecs.com. Caller number 15 is going to be the winner. So I'm going to let these people, I'm going to lock the lines, and then in the break, I'm going to unlock the lines.
Caller number 15, you want those tickets?
And the reason is,
gotta time it up.
Kawhi Leonard, number 15.
He wore number 15 here at San Diego State.
Chris doesn't like it when I do it this way for some reason. He
That's because Chris wants to have a question.
Yeah, like that one question he had. I guess more people knew it than I thought would know it, but it was.
He's got good questions. He's got good screening questions for sure. No, you don't think so?
Yes, he does. I can't be a jerk that much, Tony.
I mean, I noticed you like to take shots at him when he's not really here. So
duh. I mean, who wouldn't? I know he does take shots at me when I'm not here.
When are you not here, bro?
When some of the days that I've been off, I've heard people be like, "Oh yeah, Chris said, oh, they don't need you anymore anyway."
Okay, maybe he did say that one. I think he did say something along those lines. Nonetheless, Chris Ello back tomorrow.
Thursday.
Back Thursday. All right, let's get to break. On the other side, we got
Sammy Lev was on the show. He was a talkative one today.
When isn't Sam talkative?
True.
It's kind of Sam. Sam talked to us earlier, talked a little bit about some Padre baseball. If you missed it, you get a chance to hear it next, right here on Gwynn and Chris.
Tony, you care to,
Tony, I don't know where Tony went.
Because Tony,
I see the corner of his room.
Oh, well, hopefully he'll be back shortly. Harbaugh.
I'm not sure where he went. I might text him to see if he's okay here in a second.
Hope he didn't. Yeah.
Did you think he fell in the shower or
Well, I hope he
something?
didn't meet with foul play.
You think he met with foul play in our commercial break?
I don't know.
I mean, he is in New York City. So.
He's in New York City. It could be. You never know.
All right, we'll just go forward.
We're just going to go forward without Tony. I'm sure he'll rejoin us when he gets a moment.
Everybody stare at that box in the top right corner because it's just the corner of his room.
I'm going to look now. I'm kind of intrigued.
Oh, someone says maybe he's in the bathroom. I don't know.
He's been known to go there. As have all of us, frankly, but him more than most.
Over under, Tony just forgot that he was doing the show.
That's not nice. So maybe that's what they're thinking.
You know what just hit me, Chris?
No.
What if Tony went out to get like ice or something and he forgot his room key?
That is something
Very
that
well
he
possible.
is more than capable of doing.
Because he would never be gone this late, this long, with knowing that he was on the show.
No kidding, man. We took a commercial break like 5 minutes ago, and he has not returned.
I'm going to text him.
Like, ask him, are you out in the hall trying to get into your room
Say,
right now?
Everything okay?
Oh, no. This
Question mark.
is scaring me. No. Did you hear back from Tony yet?
No, I'm thinking
something.
I'm thinking he locked himself out. He doesn't have his phone because it's in the room, so he's down at the front desk or something. I
don't know. I'm sure there's a story in here somewhere.
There's definitely got to be a
air.
story. Anyway. I was very concerned about Tony, and I took him off the screen because he's not back. I guarantee you he got locked out of his room.
I don't think you're wrong, because that makes sense. But how far away is the lobby? Of course, the New York hotel, it could be one of those ones where you got to wait a while to get up to the...
And he's just sitting in line. I don't know why I find this so funny, but it is.
Well, it's funny
to
if
me.
it's funny if he comes back with a funny story.
Yeah, like
it's
I locked
not
myself
funny.
out.
It's not funny if he fell and hit his head somewhere
Well,
and we don't know where he is.
Of course,
That's not funny.
Of course, that's not funny.
He's obviously not with his phone because he hasn't gotten back to us.
Has Tony locked himself out before? Not during the show, but I'm sure he has at one point in his life.
Of all people, Tony would certainly seem to be one who would do it.
Oh, August also says, Clinton said, got to use the key card for the elevator too. So maybe he's just stuck.
Can't even get down? No, you don't need the key card to go down.
Okay.
You only need those to go up. You should be able to get down to the lobby to say, hey, I locked myself out. In New York City. But if we do, can you go to the Padre Hotel and knock on Tony's door? We don't know where he is still.
No.
Still hasn't come back.
And I turned on
It's been 20 minutes now.
I know. Now I'm starting to get a little worried.
Yeah. Where'd he go?
What
happened?
I don't know. I would call the front desk of the hotel, but I have no idea where they're staying.
I don't know where they're staying either. And when you sent him a text and said, is everything all right? We have not heard back from him. He is still not back in his room.
I bet you he is standing in line in the lobby as we speak.
Trying to get his key back.
Someone said text Jesse or Dave. And
it's really not a bad idea. Maybe at the next break, though.
Yes.
If we get to the next break, we got to text those guys so that they can go make sure he's okay. Because I don't know where he is. It's crazy.
Dave Marcus is probably the one to text.
We'll text Dave.
Because he's, Jesse could be doing anything, but Dave's always there ready to go.
You're trying to say Dave has a ho-hum life and he'd just be sitting around waiting for a text, whereas Jesse might be busy? Is that what you're...
I mean, Dave's been doing this job for like 30 years. I don't think the what is the word I'm looking for? Never mind.
All right. Well, there's certainly an explanation, but we don't have it yet.
Text Scan. I don't know Scan well enough to text him.
We're going to text Dave if this gets to the top of the hour, and we still don't have a Tony Gwynn Jr. sighting. All right, do we just go to traffic like it's normal behavior time? I mean, it just seems weird.
We got to move on with the show.
Show must go on?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, we're going to do the good, the bad, and the really, really weird and ugly next here after traffic. All right, it's with less enthusiasm than usual that we embark on the good, the bad, and the ugly for week 2, Skrabe.
I'm going to try not to worry too much.
I'm going to try not to worry also. I'm not necessarily the worrying type.
I'm not either.
But, I'm intrigued now at this point. Like it's with this long pass to Devontae Smith.
He's back.
Helped put him there.
Hold on. He's back, everybody.
Stop everything.
I literally, we went to commercial break. I laid on the bed, and then I just fell asleep.
He's back. I never even considered it.
I
Tony,
much
you care
more.
to,
Tony, I don't know where Tony went.
Because Tony,
I see the corner of his room.
Oh, well, hopefully he'll be back shortly. All
right, word up to 5:34. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Cello, not here, idle. Matt Skraby is, though. And he talked to our Aztec ticket winner, Tony. Ironically.
Yeah. Not you.
No,
but
not
another,
me. No,
another
I'm not
Tony.
allowed to win.
And it makes excuse.
Okay, yeah.
I got a little emotional there for a
Sounds
second.
like it.
It makes me happy when the winner is super happy to win.
He was like, "No way."
Yeah, he's like, "Really?"
Yeah.
And I love it. I
Good
love
for
it when
him.
that happens
Good for
because
Tony.
sometimes people are like, "Cool."
Enjoy the game. We have Sam Levitt coming up here shortly, but we haven't got to. Remember, we talked about it. Maybe it was Monday. We might have talked about it. Duke suing the quarterback. There's been a resolution.
Mensa, the quarterback Mensa. Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. But biggest fan,
Oh, yeah.
congratulations to today's biggest fan, Miguel Ortega of Chula Vista. Give us a call within the next 10 minutes at 833-288-0973, and you'll qualify for a grand prize, 20 tickets for you and your friends for a night in our Odyssey Suite at a Padres game with all of the fan staff later this season, catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. Remember to register your name at 973thefansd.com/biggest fan. Miguel Ortega of Chula Vista, 833-288-0973. Your 10 minutes starts now. But yes, Darian Mensa is who we've been talking about, and he was the kid who signed a contract with Duke for a revenue sharing contract, then entered the transfer portal. Then Duke
Did
said,
he try to write a kind of like a
Somewhat.
message like, "Hey, I'm entering the portal. I'm out."
Hey, it's somewhat. I don't actually remember the message, but he ended up trying to enter the portal, and then Duke's like, "No, we have a contract with you. You have to stay at the school." So I guess after a bunch of negotiations, they have come to a settlement that will allow him. Oh, and I forgot one part. A judge ended putting a temporary restraining order that he can enter the portal, but he can't sign with another team. But now they've come to an agreement, a settlement, and he is able to get into the transfer portal. And here's what I dislike about these statements. Darian, this is from the sports agency. Darian extends his sincere gratitude to Duke University for engaging in good faith discussions and reaching this resolution. He wishes the Blue Devils, Coach Diaz, the staff, and the entire fan base continued success in the seasons ahead. He does not wish that. He does not wish that.
Who cares? Who cares?
It bothers me.
Why?
Because it's such a throwaway line.
Fluff. You know it is.
I don't want it.
Okay. Well,
Tell me.
don't
You
read
didn't
it.
want to play here.
Don't
That's
read
fine.
it. No, why? You don't care. You don't care. You don't care. You
Personally, I don't care about
you don't
Duke
care
football.
about Duke football, so you don't care what his reasonings was.
You're right. I don't care about Duke football. What I do care about is Duke actually following through on this and possibly.
Did they follow through or did they settle?
They settled, which for them, I guess, I don't know what they're going to give, what he's going to give Duke. Duke has enough money.
Let's be clear. All right. It was in both of their best interests.
It was.
Because if he's just like, I'm not playing, you still don't have a quarterback. You can't force him on the field. So why would you want to keep him? So it was in their best interest. I thought this was interesting, though. A source close to the situation told ESPN that Duke's lawsuit was always about upholding a contract, adding that the school was also eager to move forward and not engage in a protracted legal battle with a student athlete. Duke did not release terms of the settlement, but said the agreement suitably addressed the school's primary concern. So their primary concerns, huh?
Did they teach a lesson? Is that what I'm hearing?
What was their primary concern? Once he left to go to the school, by the way, you know where he's slated to
Miami.
go. Yes, he's going. Yeah. He's going Miami. He's going to replace their
$6 million man with him
with another one. Their primary concern wasn't getting him to be the quarterback. So what was their primary concern? Just
I think
because I would assume that if he left, he wasn't entitled to that money anymore.
I mean, I think their primary concern from what you just read me sounds like they just wanted to teach a lesson that you can't break contracts without trying to settle a contract or talking to people.
That's interesting.
I said, what does Duke want from him?
I guess I like the idea of the lesson, but
I guess it makes the athletic director feel better about himself when he goes to sleep. He won a lawsuit against a kid.
The fact that this is what you wanted the outcome to be the whole time was you just wanted.
It's very strange. You should have just let him go in the first place if you don't want the relationship to continue.
Unless somehow he was able to keep the money. Like it just seems
that would be a problem for me.
And I can see why they sued at that point.
Yeah, you can't just sign a contract and then leave and get all the money anyway. But
no, either way, he's headed to University of Miami.
This is a blueprint for
you think more
things
schools
down
will do
the
this?
road. They're going to be like, you know what? We don't care. We're making a point. We're suing you. It is really weird by Duke.
What are you hoping to get out of this lawsuit? We just want to teach him a lesson.
Yeah, this is a teaching moment.
I don't know. Maybe there's another reason I'm not thinking of, but it seems kind of weird. Let's check some traffic real quick.
And then Sammy left.
Okay.
Diego after accidents or injury. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Covered California. Got a handful of trouble spots here. Southbound 15 before Claremont Mesa Boulevard. Crash blocking the 2 right lanes. Also in the South Bay. Southbound 805 before 8th Street. Crash being cleared over the right shoulder. Northbound 5 before 8th Street. Collision in the center divide. In the North County, eastbound 78 past El Camino Real. We have reports of a stalled car in middle lanes. Open enrollment is here. Covered California can help you make sense of benefits, deductibles, networks, and the general confusion of it all. Enroll by January 31st. Covered California, for the love of Californians. Visit coveredca.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Padres related. Look, I look at this roster, I look at the 26 man, I look at the 40 man, and obviously I think pretty soon here we'll probably get the list of non-roster invitees to big league spring training, which is always interesting because then you know who's going to be in that major league clubhouse on day one. And especially this year, we're going to see a lot of those guys, more often than we would because of the World Baseball Classic. Those moves of getting guys out of big league spring training is probably going to happen a lot slower because of the WBC. And then we're going to have a stretch there where, we're going to see a lot of those guys. Look, the good news with the Padres as far as question marks, Tony and Matt, is there aren't a ton. This does not strike me as a roster where you're looking around right now and there's 6-7 holes on the roster where you have major question marks. There are obviously some big ones. I think lineup wise, you look at second base, first base, DH, and you wonder how that's going to be configured, right? Let's assume for a second that Jake Cronenworth is back playing first base. Well, then who is your starting second baseman on most days? That's a pretty good question right now. Is that Sungmun Song? Maybe, when he was signed, it sounded like he was more of a utility type guy. But right now you look at this 26-man roster and he would kind of slot in hypothetically as a starting second baseman. So yeah. I'd be surprised if that is what happens. Obviously, Jake can also play second base, which opens you up for first base. Again, you look at the roster and the 40-man right now, well, your option there would, be a Gavin Sheets type. Same thing with DH, right? I mean, these are the question marks. DH, first base, second base, with obviously Jake fitting in the mix at first or second, depending on what the rest of your roster looks like. So there are really two spots in your lineup where I think you still have some pretty big question marks as far as what that looks like. Is that going to be somebody who is already on the 26-man? Is that somebody who's going to be a non-roster invitee? Is that, as we know with AJ Preller, is that somebody we're not even thinking of yet that's not signed? I mean, that's the thing. I mean, think about the last two spring trainings. Jerkson Profar was not there on day one. Nick Pivetta was not there on day one. And both those guys, you could argue, in those individual seasons, had the biggest impact of anybody. Yep, so you just don't know. So I think it's a little hard to say how that's all going to look, but I'd kind of be shocked if there aren't some pretty significant moves made, at least with guys that AJ Preller feels like can fill those roles in a starting capacity. So again, you're figuring out two spots in the lineup, but second base, first base, DH, depending on where you want to play, Jake. That's kind of the first part. Obviously, the back end of the rotation. I mean, look, I feel like I'm in a spot, and Tony, I wonder if you agree, where I would pencil in Randy Vasquez into that 4, which gives you Joe, which gives you Pivetta and King and Vasquez, and that's a great place to start. It's a great place to start. What is your number 5 and what's your number 6 and number 7 after that, and what that depth looks like, because you're going to need it at some point. That's obviously a big question. The good news is your outfield is pretty much set. Sure, we can go over what the bench looks like and a 4th outfield type, but it's going to be Laureano, Merrill, and Tatis. That's a really good place to start for an outfield. And then I would say the other, and I know I've kind of gone down the roster here, but the other, I think, pretty significant question mark to me, Freddie Fermin is going to catch most days, is Luis Campusano your number 2 catcher. Is he your backup? I mean, we certainly saw last year the Padres did not seem inclined, number 1, to get him at bats, but number 2, to have him behind the plate. And there have been, last year was a good example where Luis came into spring training. You thought there was a pretty good chance he could even win the starting job. You had Elias Diaz there, then you have Martin Maldonado in the mix, and it really ends up being where it's Diaz and Maldonado. And Maldonado, again, was somebody we weren't even thinking about before spring training. So that's, to me, a pretty major question, especially in 2026, when that Freddie Fermin's not going to start every day, and it's become more of a position where you have a little bit more split time there. Maybe it's a little bit more traditional with Freddie, where he's starting most days and you spell him day game after a night game, things like that. But that's, to me, a pretty large question, because they have not shown the inclination to play Campy behind the plate at the big league level in the last year. So that, to me, is a big question as well.
Well, I think the two managers had not been inclined. Two previous matches had never been inclined to put him back there. And at times there was a good reason at times not to put him back there. So can he improve back there? I think they want to give him that chance to be the backup. It's certainly pointing to that now.
Well, I agree with you. I think it's pointing that way based on the moves they've made, or lack of moves. It's not like they've gone out yet and signed somebody who you would slot in there above Campy. Tony, I agree with you. New manager. Is Craig Stammen more inclined to use Campy in that role?
At the very least, he's getting a clean slate to kind of
for
work
sure, which is important. And I'll also say this. Look, obviously for Campy at the big league level, it's been up and down. There was a portion of 2023 where he looked like he was really going to be able to hit at the big league level. And I thought going into 24, I was super high on Luis Campusano. And then, 2024 doesn't work out the way he wanted. 2025, it's kind of, he's getting in at bat here and there. He doesn't have a hit. Then he kind of gets buried, where it looks like he's not going to get an opportunity to come back up. Then he's brought back up for the postseason roster. It was a bit of a weird year. But the bottom line is this. He went down to AAA and he did what he had to do. I mean, what else is he supposed to do at the AAA level? So if I'm AJ Preller, if I'm Craig Stammen, and you are paying Luis Campusano $1 million, and you still have faith that he can be the type of hitter you want him to be at the big league level, and potentially a good enough defensive catcher to play him behind the plate at the big league level, then you've got to give him another shot to do that and see if he can translate what he's done at AAA to the big league level. So to your point, I would not be surprised if there's a bit of a different attitude to Campusano this year as far as the Padres' attitude towards him. And maybe he is that number 2 catcher, and we're going to see him get some pretty significant playing time, at least towards the start of the year.
Sam Levitt joins us here on Gwynn and Chris. And Sam, we look at a guy like Toddy, right? He's just had his 27th birthday. He's coming in the year in which he had an OPS up over 800, but there's still, I think most people feel like, more in there. I mean, is this the year that we could possibly get the MVP caliber? Because it certainly got out the gates like that last year. We were talking about it for a few months into the season. but then it kind of tailed off. And I mean, I think we saw different versions of Toddy last year. We saw that early version, then we saw a version of him kind of working through some things, and then we saw him get really good at being able to kind of handle the strike zone.
Mhm.
Can he put it all together here in 2026?
Yeah, I think for me, the hope for Fernando Tatis Jr. in 2026 is he takes some of what he did so well in 2025 that he did better than he ever had in his career at plate discipline, at taking walks, things that really you marveled at what he did offensively. He takes some of that and applies it to 2026, but he's got to be a little bit more like the 2021 version of Fernando Tatis Jr. 25 home runs, 71 RBIs. Look for Fernando and what this lineup needs from a run-producing standpoint. Yeah, I think it's safe to say, and I think it's fair to say, you need a little bit more. You want those numbers to be in the 30s and 100s instead of 25 and 71. You're not saying that he can't walk anymore. You can't say, that he can't have the same type of plate discipline he had last year, but I think it's got to be a mix.
Do you move him down to get to that? I mean, do you give him more opportunity? I mean,
is there anybody on the roster right now?
The bottom of the lineup is going to have to be, yes. Don't get me wrong. He's going to have to take that next step.
Yeah,
but
it's a good point.
He's going to have guys on in front of him in order to be getting into that 100 zone. I mean, it's clear that he handled the leadoff spot from a traditional standpoint pretty well, right? I mean, 111 runs scored. He's getting on base. Those guys behind him are having an opportunity to drive him in. When he was right, especially early, I mean, the bottom of the lineup, if we're being honest, didn't really get good until the Fermin came over and Laureano came over. They were able to drop. I think Cronenworth was kind of able to hit in that 8 spot a few times because of it. They're going to have to be productive if he's going to be that guy. Now, the homers, no doubt. We'd like to see that with a 3, starting with a 3 somewhere. But in terms of the ribbies, the bottom of the lineup is going to have to figure out a way. And I just going in right now as situated, you got a chance to maybe to stretch it out, but that's the part of the lineup that's I think we'll be watching again.
Yeah, I think it's hard because if not Fernando at the top of the lineup, if you want to put him in a more advantageous situation to drive in runs, to your point,
right? Who's leading off?
Then who?
Right.
I'd love to say Jackson Merrill could be that guy, but he's kind of he likes to swing.
He does.
He doesn't profile to me as a leadoth guy. Obviously, it's not going to be Manny. I don't know that
I think he could do it,
profiles
but
as that.
I think he could do it, but I don't know that he's shown with the profile at this point.
Right, Xander
is Jake a leadoff
you start going down the lineup. It's like, well, if not Fernando,
right?
Then who?
And
the thing you just love about Fernando in the leadoff spot, and even last year when he was struggling, and there were calls from a lot of fans that wanted to move him down. Look, there's always going to be the threat of Fernando starting a game. The fact that he could hit the ball 450 feet, the fact that he can get to first base, steal second, create havoc on the base paths. That's always something that you're going to like. I think any manager's going to like. But I think the problem is if not him at the leadoff spot, then who? But if the Padres viewed it as, hey, we got to get him down in the order a little bit to create more run-producing opportunities for him, then, you could try whatever. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you put Xander Bogaerts up there and see what he can do.
Tyler on the chat was saying Xander Bogaerts, and he can steal some bags if he gets on base at the leadoff spot. He's not really at a point in his career where he's hitting for power. So why not try? He only had 1 game at leadoff last year.
Listen, I think that it all takes some cooperation, and I'm sure Stam is more than open to trying something. If indeed that is the idea, is to try to get Toddy more opportunities. Sam, man, we appreciate you stepping in, man. I know it's about to get thick for you here in the next couple of weeks. Sam Levitt, always a pleasure to have on. Real quick, I think the line of the day goes to Akil Talib. He said, Aqib Talib, excuse me. He said They were on the show he's on, and they brought up the fact that Bill Belichick did not get in the Hall of Fame.
He had a strong reaction.
He had an expletive,
yes.
expletive there, and then he said, Bill Belichick has more chips than Frito-Lay.
I wish I was cool enough to think about that stuff.
He had the whole place rolling.
This has everybody really mad.
It's a topic of conversation, and it just came out a couple hours ago. It is everywhere.
It came out, I think, in the first.
So maybe
hour
we
or
were
so.
the ones that were out of pocket for thinking that breaking news. I just told you, maybe my mind was in a bad place when I saw the breaking
I
news
still
stat.
don't think it was breaking news, push notification worthy. But if you sent me a story that says Bill Belichick was not, here's the story, that's fine.
Right.
But a breaking news push
it scared
notification,
me. It
a
really
little
scared
much.
me. It definitely scared me.
It's like all the news channels now. Breaking news can be anything. Breaking news.
They leave that banner up now.
They
do.
They
don't even change it. It's
They're
breaking
like,
news.
Well, if someone sees it's breaking news, they're going to say.
We have come to an end, ladies and gentlemen. Skraby and the Chronicles coming up next, man. What you got on tap?
I got a deep dive into JP Sears. I did a little investigating.
Whoa. A deep dive into JP Sears.
Correct. I did a little investigating on Bill Polian and why he hates Bill Belichick so much.
That might actually be interesting.
I have possibly an answer.
Oh.
I'll tell you before you leave.
Okay.
See if you agree.
You guys enjoy it. Skraby's got a good one lined up for you. Skraby Chronicles up next. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.